Go.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Hey, let Mo
hey,
Steph go,
everybody.
man.
Hey, everybody. Shannon Ewan, Willie, how y'all doing, man? We having a good night tonight. 13 seconds in. I don't know what's up with Joe. I gotta put my woman history flag up, but it's good seeing y'all, man. How was y'all weekend? Yeah. So yeah, welcome to Trinity Arms and Gear. Today's topic is help me out here, Joe.
Wyclef. Today's topic is what is it? You got all that stuff on your gun, but you're still missing.
What you missing?
I don't know, man. People missing the target.
That's
Telling
it.
you, man. That's why I got special, guns for that. Optics and lights and microwaves and lasers and all of that crap. You know what I mean? I was looking at Instagram. I seen boys Tactical Turkey. They got an alien. Their hands on an alien, and they about to. They already put a daggone laser beam thing on there. They gonna can it out. I ain't never seen a alien with a can on it.
And aliens will run like a scalded dog with a can on them. They actually make Laugo. Laugo actually makes a threaded barrel, but sometimes they're hard to get. But those things will run like a scalded dog with a can, man.
Well, yeah, let's see do knowledge on there. He gonna put a can on Eddie Tactical's alien. They gonna do that at Pew premiere that at Pew Party if y'all ain't hear about that. But I don't know, man. He put a mall on there too. Or D ball, one of those fancy ass lights, laser
What's going
lights.
on, Willie?
I don't know what it's called. I don't know nothing about the
Green light.
microwave lights and shit.
What you mean microwave
Shannon, you
lights,
Willie?
man? Yeah, you need to step into what's that song, man? You need to step into the light.
Yeah, I
You,
am the light. It's
you
fire
ain't
you
the
see.
light, man. You ain't the light.
I am the light. It's fire you see.
You ain't the light.
I am the light.
You might be light in the ass or light in the pockets, but you ain't the light.
Yo, I'm fast on my feet. I'm fast on my feet and quick to the draw.
Okay.
Fast on my feet, quick to the draw, baby.
Okay,
Y'all like
Bass
my hat?
Reeves.
Y'all like my hat, man? It's a Cuban. You know what I mean?
All right, most deaf.
They call this shit the outlaw. They call this the outlaw hat. Y'all like that shit. But yo, what y'all got on your guns, man?
Look like it's falling apart. What's that hanging off the side of it? You still got the
Man,
tag on it? What?
That's Zadie messing with my shit. I gotta get me one motherfucking what do they call them back in the days? When you know you're getting older, when you don't like baseball caps no more, you gotta get you a fedora and shit. You know what I mean? I was
Nah,
looking
man,
at
fedora's
fedoras.
always been a thing, man. Sometimes you gotta wear ball caps, depending on what you're doing and shit, man. If you out there doing goon shit with your goon ass friends, you wear a ball cap. If you're doing mob shit with your mob ass friends, you wear a fedora or either one of those Boston Skelly caps.
So back in the 50s, you
Or
know what I
ski
mean?
mask.
Back in the 50s, our pops in them because my pops kept a fedora. You know what I mean? He didn't wear ball caps. He said that's for kids. You know what I mean? He kept the
What's going
fedora.
on, Philly Slow?
Yeah, Philly slow. What's good with you, Ray?
Not much, man. How you making out? I gotta fix my wife's YouTube because she puts a whole government name up there.
Oh yeah.
Man, apparently she ain't got nothing to hide, man. She good then. Shit. I don't know she hanging out with you nefarious characters for.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people that do that. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's a
What?
lot
Put
of
the whole
people.
name up?
Yeah, Cass
Yeah,
does that
yeah.
too.
Look, Jason Ewing coming in, his whole name, Shauna's
Howdy
name up
doody.
there.
You know Jason Ewing could do that because he had like the witness protection program in Washington State.
Yeah, they way off the grid.
Oh man.
Cat in the witness protection program, but that's all bad.
Yeah, but now, Ramel, I think back in the day, gentlemen, guys used to dress different, right? They wouldn't go out with like the stuff you see us wearing today, man. It was you wore a jacket, you wore a tie, if you was doing business casual, your shirt was tucked in. if you was just out on the block, you know, playing dominoes or whatever, running the numbers, they might have on a Cubano shirt, but they still had a hat on, still was looking clean, you know, because I know my pops, man, he was out there and he always kept a new car.
Yeah, kept it clean, kept a
Mhm.
fedora on. They ain't wear
Yeah.
no ball caps. They ain't wear ball caps, man.
No, they didn't. Nah, they, you know,
Mm.
kept a nice pair of shoes and everything else, and hit up the Copacabana, and you know, just all that nefarious shit that I
Yeah,
ran away from.
yeah. So what's the name? So let's talk about these things, man. Let's talk about these lights and these red dots and for you in a stressful situation. I want to know what you guys put on your guns, man. I see Jason Ewan was flexing on YouTube. He got that Trichicon, that Trichicon dope shit, the RMR. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
was
that's big money right there.
yeah, he got that Trichicon RMR. He put on Shanna got it.
But
And,
that's that witness protection money. That's what that is.
yeah,
You know, they
man.
just ask the government, "Hey, we need this," and get it.
Yeah, man. But I think for real, I'm gonna get it to you. I think red dot is good. Like if you in the mall, like with that dude that did that long range shot, but for the everyday situation on your carry and shit like that, I don't think it's necessary. Not to mention, I think they cost too much. You know what I mean? Not to mention, I think they cost too much, man.
And I'm with you on that.
Everything costs too much for you, man.
I gotta agree with him, man. I mean, well, we're not like you, Joe, where you got, you know, probably about 50 of them just laying around somewhere.
Nah, man,
You
that's
know?
the turkeys, man. That's
Nah,
the
that's Joe.
turkeys, man. But see, so and this is my position on it. For the longest time, I was against red dots and everything else. My position now is it's an enhancement, it's an enhancer, right? I see a lot of people will get an optics ready firearm or pistol, since we're talking about pistols. If it's not optics ready, they'll go get the slide cut and everything else, and they'll put it in there and they'll put all the stuff on it, and they haven't mastered the basics. So they're missing, you know, they haven't defined like where they're going to employ that red dot at. You know, it's a pistol, so it's should be used at pistol distances. Now you determine your own pistol distance, right?
Or
Because
you determine what a pistol is, knowing you.
man, hey Clef, man, be gone till November.
Yo, check this, right? You see, I got the fedora on.
Yeah,
You
I
know
see,
what I mean?
man. Hey, someone called 911.
Yo, cats that used to wear the fedoras and shit, man. They done Peter Robe enough people, enough bodies. You know what I mean? They done did their thing, and they done defended themselves for many a years without these damn microwave ovens and red dots and all
All
of
right,
this shit.
so and true. A lot of people done got stuck by pig pokers and everything else. That was in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s. We're talking about the 18s, not the 19s. Now people are using pistols. So you want every advantage you could possibly have in that engagement.
Is it really an advantage?
Yes. See, so you wouldn't see it because you don't want to spend the money. And then you get something, don't understand it, don't like it. First thing you say,
I don't like it. I just don't.
hey, you pull one of those. That shit's trash. Fuck that. That shit's trash. And it's not really trash, you know. But
I'm looking at value per dollar.
All right.
I'm looking at value per dollar, right? And you
Okay.
talk about enhancements, right? Enough people, and this is another thing I found out. Enough people got these damn red dots on their guns, and the damn red dot not zero. They just screw the bitch on.
Well, I was going to get into that, but but that has nothing to do with the added value of that red dot. And it's just like anything. You can have a car, you can have a pickup truck, whatever, right? You can have the pickup truck with the best towing in its class. And if you don't tow anything, you're not getting the value per the dollar. You just right. It's just like those people that got four-wheel drives, and the only thing they do is go to Aldi's or Whole Foods, right? You can't tell someone how to spend their money. If someone wants to put a red dot or an optic on their pistol, let them do it. My only thing is take the training and understand what the capabilities and limitations are of that particular piece of equipment you just added to that firearm.
Yeah,
right?
I
Also,
agree.
But what?
also
But what?
use it.
What's
Sorry, go ahead.
what's the added value on an EDC of a red dot?
That all right. So
That's the question right there.
One of the added values of the EDC on a red dot, right? So everyone says, or a lot of companies will say that their glass is parallax free.
Bullshit.
That's not true, right? There's always parallax in something. So we'll give them a pass on that. The added value for that EDC, and Kaba said it last week when he was on here, right? You get in one of those stressful situations, you're not programmed, your muscle memory is not that good. You're not a tier 1 operator that's going to go ahead, line up front sight and just do that shooting and everything else. You're generally going to do what we call reflexive or index shooting. One of the reasons why they call it a reflex sight, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm bringing it up, I'm acquiring that dot and putting that dot on the target or what I want to hit, right? And again, I don't have to get John Wick shots. I just got to get effective rounds on target. That red dot, that optic, whether you have a red dot, you got a circle dot, you got an arrow or a Christmas tree, it's going to help you acquire that sight picture and that target quicker. Now, in my opinion, again, just my opinion, doesn't mean anything. One of the issues we make is when we set that up, we put the rear sights behind the optic, right? Ideally, you should put the rear sights, you should put your optic, get it cut to have it behind the rear sights. Because generally, if you don't train enough, the first thing you're going to pick up is that rear sight. And a lot of people will be fishing for their dot and everything else, right? So that comes with training to retrain your eye, right? Because generally, we generally look at the first thing that's closest to us. Not unless you're old like you, granddad, need your glasses.
So
right?
what about the co-witnesses on the pistol?
So you can co-witness, right? You can slave your red dot to the front of your sight post. You can co-witness it. You can lower 1/3. You can top 1/3. All that's irrelevant if you don't know how that red dot works. Because the first thing I need to do, I need to get a good zero with my iron sights. That's the baseline. That's the building blocks, right? Then I put on my red dot. I zero that. I zero that for the appropriate range that I figure the max shot I'm going to take. That's what I zero it for, right? And now I have to understand where I point that red dot at and versus where that bullet's going to land. So I have to understand what that is and how that plays the farther or the closer I get. Because in the combat, well, in a stressful situation where you're just shooting, you got your red dot pointed on someone's melon, right? And you're wondering why you're missing because you're offset. I'm pointing here, but I'm hitting here just based off of the distance. So when I go to the range and I'm dead on with my iron sights, I throw that red dot on. I don't put it on properly. I don't torque it down. So now it's loose. It's kind of shaking and rattling.
You don't use Loctite.
You know, don't use Loctite or any other things that's going to seal it in. I don't have the proper plate on it.
That's our range stuff. I love red dots really, really work on the range, right? But I'm talking about on your regular in your self-defense situation.
That's what I was talking about, Riley.
And I'm talking about, and we're gonna segue off to this fucking flashlight shit too.
Well, let's go with red dots, man.
All right, so
let's go with
at 7 yards, right? At 7 yards, right? The attack is at 7 yards, right? Mm-hmm. You can't miss.
You can miss at 7 yards, and people have missed. Lots of people have missed at 7 yards.
You don't need to line that bitch up and put the red dot on because it ain't even up time for that shit.
Hey, Armel, lots of people have missed at 7 yards because again, think about this right here, right?
3 yards.
You have at 3 yards. People have missed at 3 yards. You have a lot of things going on. You got adrenaline going, right? With that same
basics, with that same, I hate that word, training, right? You training with your irons. You're training with your defensive situation. You know what I mean? You're training with your firearms handling. You know what I mean? if you practice and you proficient with that firearm, you don't need no fucking red dot at self-defense distance, bro.
Armel,
At the range is something different. You know what I mean?
Armel,
I agree with Armel.
All right, and that's good. That's good. Now, you know, that's cool. But here's the deal right here, right? At 7 yards, you don't need a gun. You can go hands-on, right? But a gun's gonna
I ain't
help
going
you.
hands-on. I ain't fighting nobody, bro.
So you want that advantage. So get a red dot. Here's
I don't need the red dot at those ranges.
Well, you're Armel Wick. You're just that fucking good, right?
I'm gonna
So
hit you.
here's the cool thing right here, right?
If I gotta shoot you in the pinky toe, I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, right on. Della Reese was whooping that ass and shit, and we already see why your ass been absent and shit. Motherfucking big ass eye just talking and shit, popping that shit.
What Minto said, he saw a GM miss at 3 yards.
Yeah, you can miss at 3 yards. It's real easy, right? Because everyone thinks that 3 yards is just right here. Now you're adding in those extra stress factors, right? So when you go to the range, how many times do you practice shooting on the move, shooting at awkward angles, at off angles, shooting at a target that's not standing still? See, because everyone's fucking John Wick on a paper target that's at 3 yards and standing still. It's real easy to clap that. But when you start getting dynamic, throw that shit out the window, right?
3 yards, you can't miss.
Okay, all right, Armel. Okay, if that's what you think.
Like this, boom.
Okay, if that's what you think.
I know I can't, but if you
in a stressful situation, you can miss.
All right, hey, I tell you like this, man, Armel. Since you can't miss at 3 yards, we're gonna package up your motherfucking training program and we're gonna sell that shit. We're gonna call that.
I'm saying though, I'm not saying
we're gonna call that shit the Wycliffe can't miss. Boom.
Yo, screw that. What I'm saying is, right, if a person practices with their iron sights, right, and not have a red dot, I don't want you to misunderstand me, because I like red dots, man. Them shits is dope, right?
I think they're cool,
and they are everything you said they are. They are enhancements, they are force multipliers, and they all that shit, right? They're an option for you to have on your everyday carry. It's dope. Are they a necessity?
No, Armel, nothing's a necessity.
I just pretty much don't think they're a necessity.
No, and you're right. Nothing is a necessity.
I just really don't think. Yeah. I don't think they're a necessity.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing is a necessity. It's what we call an enhancement, right? There's.
Yeah, but I don't see where it's necessary on an EDC. I can understand it. I can understand an enhancement. You know, if you're a competition shooter or something like that, you know. But
or you at the
EDC,
range.
Yeah, at the range or whatever, you know, on your range gun, you know, yeah. But on your EDC, nah, I disagree. I'm gonna disagree.
Hey, that's cool. This is America. You like, mate? Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
You know what?
Well,
I'll mute myself.
Allow me to retort. All right. Right. I tell you, you guys never played sports. I know, Granddad, when you was growing up, you had to hit the fucking.
I ain't played no damn sports.
You were sickly and shit. So, right, you practice, right? You practice how you play, right? Right. So if you stunting on the fucking range with a red dot, you're wasting time. Take pictures for the gram. But if you're about that and you're running an optic on your EDC, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying by all means do it. For the longest time, I resisted optics because I was of the school of thought that they're going to fail, they're going to come loose, the battery's going to die. But that's just like anything, right? I've seen, you name a piece of equipment, I've seen that shit non-mission capable and you had to fucking swap back to something else. Instead of flying in, we're driving in. Instead of driving in, we're walking in. That's why I don't walk nowhere. I don't fucking fuck that.
That's a due knowledge isn't a thing. It's just like increasing your hit probability is not important. Not saying that it's not important, right? Right? I'm not saying that it's not important. What I'm saying is it's not a necessity. The cats that used to wear, you know, the fedoras and shit, we operated mad years in a lot of self-defense situations without all of these accessories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't.
Proficiency. You could gain that same proficiency. You could gain. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you get with practice? Can you get that same proficiency that you're getting out of an extra thing on the firearm that you can without it.
Armel, you're correct. You can get that same level of proficiency, but what's going to happen is you are gaining an advantage in time. First to draw, first to get effective rounds on target, right? It's just like this right here. Mel Wick used to say, you can only pull your gun out your holster fast enough to miss, right? So if I got a 1.5 second from reaction to first shot, that's including draw stroke and everything else, that's great. 1.3 seconds. I'm sub 1 second, but I miss. Might as well took 2 minutes.
That could happen with the red dot or not, bro.
What's not? But Armel, this goes back to what I'm saying. Like you said, back in your day, the cats with the fedoras, they was doing all this and everything else. They didn't have that technology back then.
Okay, let me just throw a scenario at you, Joe.
So
you adamant about this.
You have to compare.
Let me. This is what's up, right? A red dot generally costs a decent one costs $300+.
Now you're talking about money. See, now you're
talking about money. I'm talking about value per dollar, bro. Come on.
How can you judge value per dollar?
Hold up, Joe. Damn.
How can you judge value per dollar, man?
I'm gonna just give you the comparison.
All right.
You bought your pistol. You know what I mean? You got your pistol. It has a red dot slot. You got a little red dot cut on it, right? And you could go buy you a red dot for $300, or you could take a class to become proficient with the pistol as it is. What's the most value you're going to get?
So the most value I'm going to get is I'm going to stop buying fucking fedoras, get a red dot, and then go get the training. A good fedora is going to set you back
but then you doubling up. Can you get as proficient with the irons?
Yes, you can. Right. So it's just like this right here, right? And let's take football, right? Let's take a school that doesn't have a campus. They just go out and they play in the field and everything else. Their equipment's not the best, right? Right. And let's take a school that has all that fancy stuff and everything else. It might not be as physical or as athletic as the other team, but they have the right equipment that gives them an advantage. So if I'm playing on turf and I come out there, correction, if I'm playing on AstroTurf, I come out there with cleats, I'm at a disadvantage, right? So, vice versa. If I got sneakers for AstroTurf and I'm playing on grass, I'm at a disadvantage. You want to give yourself as much advantage as you can. Now, the cost, if you can't afford it, don't jump into it.
That's not just a matter of affordability. It's a matter of value of the dollar.
That's affordability.
No.
How is that different?
Because say, for instance, because $300 is $300.
Yep.
I got $300, right? I'm new to a firearm. I know I need to get me some damn training, right? Mm-hmm. I need proficiency. I just bought a motherfucking firearm for $700. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Just throwing wild shit out here. I got a G. Am I going to go put this $300 on the accessory, which is obviously a weak point because it got the batteries and all of this other shit, or am I going to go get proficient with the firearm and maybe later do that shit?
So you ask my opinion, what I would recommend. If that's the budget you got to work with, I would say get the baseline, get the firearm, and build on that baseline with your iron sights, and then go in and get that.
I like red dots. Let me see exactly who skill you there. I like red dots too. Don't get me wrong.
Wait a minute. Wait. The way Joe just said it, that's how it should be. Yeah. You go out there, you get the training, you become proficient with your iron sight. A lot of people, what they're taking and doing, they're getting the gun, and then boom, they jump to the iron sight. So if they don't have the iron sight, they just can't shoot anymore. That's what the problem is. Everything they can't shoot, they lose that so-called advantage that they had because all they know how to do is use the iron sight. I mean, the red dot. They can't shoot with the iron sights because they just don't know how. So that's what I'm saying. My thing is learn how to shoot your EDC with the iron sights. I don't care about that whole advantage thing and everything like that, because when you're in a stressful situation, there is no damn advantage. Your red dot is not an advantage in a stressful situation because you don't have time to line that shit up.
I disagree on that one, Granddad. I would tend to disagree. And I disagree coming from my background in training, right? So we train for muscle memory and everything else, right? the last thing you did is going to be the first thing you remember. And granted, everyone doesn't have the amount of money to put all this training, go to these classes, and put all these rounds down range, right? Everyone doesn't have the ability or is not afforded the luxury to go to ranges where they have dynamic targets that move, run scenarios, and everything else. So generally, the best I can get as Q is going to a local gun store with an indoor range and shooting that paper, right? That's not the end all, the be all, because again, like I've said many times, I have rarely seen a gunfight, an engagement, a stressful situation that was static, right? So we have to know what that is, right? And Dude Knowledge put something in there, proficiency, right? There is a Webster's dictionary definition of proficiency, and then there is your individual definition of proficiency. And what everyone considers proficiency may or may not be the same thing. It's on different levels, right? Because we do different things. Now, as far as those stressful situations and everything else, Kaba brought it up last week about stress inoculation, right? You just get in there, you just kind of go with the flow, you know what you're doing. Because you've ran this drill so many times, when you come out, your draw stroke, you're going to acquire that red dot and you're going to line everything up and you're just going to start going to work, right?
Can you do that with irons?
So, yes, you can do it with irons. But here's the deal right here. Certain situations is easier, it's more proficient to do it with a red dot, because remember, that red dot is slave to your bore. So with your irons, if I'm pointing down here and I'm kind of like off or whatever, and I might, you know, I got the barrels lined up and it's kind of cockeyed and it's crooked, right? The shots is going to be off. Once I get that red dot properly sighted in, wherever I put that red dot at is where that bullet's going to go with that mechanical offset, right?
Something else Dude Knowledge said.
All right, hold on, Huey. Dude Knowledge coming into to set our asses straight.
Fuck them.
All right, so first things
Fuck
foremost.
them.
Baseball cats rule, baby.
I'm apologize for my son right here because we're watching Elmo. I just had to clear this up on why it's an advantage to have a red dot, right? I mean, it's 2024, right? Technology rules all at the end of the day. So with a red dot, right? Let's start with a red dot first. Most red dots are parallax free up to what? 33 yards, 25 at the most, roughly.
25 yards typically.
So let's call it, fuck it, let's call it 20 yards at that, right? So with a red dot, realistically, if you have your dot and you've got a clear view of your dot anywhere on the window, right? So imagine this red dot and you see a dot right there. Anywhere that dot is on that window, if you put that dot in whatever you want to shoot, chances are you're going to hit. What does that mean? Increasing your shot probability, right? Now, with irons, what do you have to do to get a good shot placement with an iron? You need to dial in the 2 notches in the back with the front sight, right?
It depends on your irons.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it doesn't depend on your irons. All irons are like that. What the hell are you talking about? What world are you living in that you get to choose which irons you get to do that?
Dude, hey, let me interrupt real quick. So yes and no on some instinctive or reflexive shooting. If the individual's real close, you can just go at front sight post and blast away. But at that point, you're not. That's like that's where
under
3 yards.
That's where the term proficiency comes into play. Proficiency means having a high degree in what of competence or skill or expertise, not really based on your irons or your optics.
Your skill set.
It's based on you as a shooter. You can miss. Armel, I've seen you shoot. I'm not trying to bash you, but dog, under stress at 3 yards, chances are you're gonna jerk that gun before you pull the trigger completely. I've seen it happen before. Trust me, I've done it before. It's not uncommon.
Right.
It's gonna happen. So don't say
that.
So don't say that you're just gonna point and shoot, because chances are you're decreasing your shot probability. So with a red dot, So with a red dot, right? As soon as you see that dot land on your target, you can pull the trigger. There's no ifs or buts. Whether you're ready or not, that shot better go off. With irons, now with irons, you kind of got to make sure that those things that we mentioned earlier got to be somewhat at least lined up.
And then also with irons, you can kind of like think you got your iron sights lined up, but you can be kind of looking over here.
Canted just slightly, right?
Just canted, and you're looking at your front sight.
Give me a minute, gentlemen.
And not really looking at your rear sights.
Exactly.
So, and that's like one of those things again, when you're shooting and you go to the range, you're shooting static, you can start doing the drills to see or start evaluating what the issues are, just like, hey, you got one eye open, you got one eye closed and shit. You got both eyes closed. You're just saying, fuck it. Too much risk. Are you aligning your sights? You have a good sight picture.
And this is kind of where parallax comes into place. So with a red dot, you're actually taking out a lot of your short range parallax, right? Like I said, you could put the dot could be at the very top left corner, and as long as that dot is on your intended target, you'll probably hit within 1.5 MOA, if not 2. I don't know the exact math, but it's between 1.5 and 2. With irons, you have unlimited parallax, meaning even at 3 yards, if you're just looking at it slightly off, because you got to remember your rear sights is the apex of your weapon system, right? So the smallest degree, if you're talking about 2 degrees or 3 degrees off, that's gonna multiply in magnitudes depending on how far you're intending to shoot. So is it an advantage?
I just got the definition of parallax in there because I don't know what it means. You know what I mean? And again, Armel brought this up a couple of weeks ago. We got all these terms, and some of us know, some of us don't know. Then they start changing and shit.
Parallax. So in real terms, right? What parallax is, the easiest way to explain is if you put your finger right on something that you're looking at. So let's say pick a spot
and you move your
right
head,
in front of you. Put your finger right there. If you move your head side to side,
close one eye and do it.
Right, you'll see that your finger starts to point at different spots.
Different things,
on the wall.
Yeah.
Parallax, being parallax, that's parallax. Being parallax free is no matter how or where or what degree or what angle you move your head at, your finger will point at the same exact spot.
And and Granddad, that's one of the advantages of a red dot. Because like I said,
right,
once you get it set, once you got it zeroed and everything else, right? If you trip on someone's body, right, and you see a threat come up and you got that red dot on it, it's going to hit because you're parallax free. So another thing is, if you ever been riding the car in the passenger side, you look over, you're like, yo, you need to get some gas, right?
Right.
You're looking at it. You're looking at the needle right here because you're looking at it from an angle, but we're 3/4 of a tank, and that's when I'll be like, yo, sit down and drive your side of the car.
Right, exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with all of y'all, right?
Oh shit! Hey, someone write this shit down. 3333.
What are the disadvantages? Let's talk about the disadvantages of this red dot.
What disadvantages? The fact that you have to buy another holster that
the fucking battery died, the shit not aligned, and all of this shit.
Hold on a second. So that's not a disadvantage. That is an incompetency on the owner. Yeah. You should be doing maintenance on your weapon system that you trust, anyways. That's not just including your electronics.
Human error.
So here's something.
No. It's not human error. It's called incompetence.
So hey, here's something right here, right? So we all got these glow in the dark sights. We all got these tritium sights and everything else. Those are good for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Those can go out. You can get bad tritium. You can knock your rear sight out of drift. You can knock your front sight out of drift. So all those, that's all equal. All sights can get knocked out of drift, right? So you got to take that, and that's equal on both sides. You got to throw that one out, right? That's equal on both sides. I can have iron sights that's off. I can drop my gun and mess up my sight post.
Right. I mean, shit, bro. Not even just the sights itself. When it comes down to being incompetent, You have springs, internal springs in your striker fire guns. You have magazine springs that you should be taking care of. All that shit. It's not just the optic. There is no disadvantage or advantage.
Question.
Well, I would say the only disadvantage I see about having an optic, if you're carrying a concealed gun deep cover, sometimes how you carry it and what you're wearing, the optic could snag up on something. That's the only disadvantage I've ever ran into.
Is there any case where you don't need an optic?
What do you mean?
Where you don't need a red dot? Any case?
Yeah, I know one. I know three.
I'm not saying you need an optic. It's not an absolute that you need an optic, but we're talking about force multipliers. We're talking about force multipliers here. That's the conversation that you guys were originally having.
That was part of the conversation.
No, that is the base of that is the base of it.
Is there any situation where it's better not to have a red dot? Because we cover an entire spectrum.
I don't understand when if you had a choice and you're proficient, meaning you are skilled to a high degree with both, why wouldn't you choose a red dot?
Or competency.
Confident? What the fuck does that mean? I almost dropped the N-bomb on you, bro.
Oh, your comfort.
On the line.
This is the thing, right? Man, we got to bring out the fucking Webster dictionary out here. Yo, this is the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. Confidence.
Joe actually brought up something, right? If you were in deep cover or deep concealment or whatever, it's probably, correct me if I'm wrong, if I misquote you.
If you're in deep concealment or deep cover, if you're talking about like some Navy SEAL type shit, why the fuck do you have a pistol? Where's your rifle?
Man, you might be one of the motherfucking ground group boys or some shit.
That's I almost dropped an R word now. That's
you might be
we're not gonna drop that one,
bro. But the problem is you're talking about La La Land. We're in here, real time.
All right, hey, granddad, do me a favor, pull up that SAS. So Armel, so one of the options you have.
I was actually looking for mine.
If you are doing deep cover stuff right there, there's options out there. Mepro Lights makes the SIG anti-snag sight system. It takes some time to get used to and everything else, but that is a gun that you can have, and you can have your guns kitted out, so it reduces the potential for snagging.
Yeah, but at that point, Joe Va, you're not. There's better options out there.
And there is
at that point. Move at night. If you know whatever the hell you're at, they don't have the technology you have.
No, dude. What I'm talking about what Armel was saying. Let's say you're in a
man. Armel don't even know what the hell he talking about.
But he brought something up, man. Let's say you're working in a PSD function. You're going to a dinner. You know, you got dressed the part. You know, look the part, dress the part, everything else. So there are some options out there for that. Now, it takes a lot of getting used to operate. Hey, granddad, you gonna pull that picture? Those pictures?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up, man. It takes time. Shit.
Hey, don't call my man granddad, Unc.
It is granddad.
Damn.
Yeah, they on that bullshit.
I like
that's all that
is. That's Jebediah Freeman.
Hold on a second. Hey, yo, Unc, you look older than Ray. What in the hell are you talking about?
Hey, man, I had a hard life. So, hey, get the other pictures in there. So, I couldn't take the pictures very well on it, but it takes a lot to get used to line those dots up effectively, because the front sight post is a circle, then you have an outer ring. But once you get used to it, you can get a high degree of proficiency with it, right? You know, again, it's just mastering the basics. So that's one of those things. If you do have to go deep cover, deep concealment, it reduces the possibility of getting snagged on something.
Yep.
Now, does that mean that your big fat sausage fingers ain't gonna get snagged on something on the way out? That's on you. Genetics.
I don't know. I feel like if you're talking about Armel, I feel like he gonna get snagged right on the door. He gonna trip, boy. His gun's the last thing you got to worry about snagging. His big old feet gonna snag by the door.
No, but it's just a matter of, right? I'm looking at value per dollar.
There's no such thing as value per dollar if you're talking about your life, homie.
Yeah, but if you talk about your life, you're gonna need that motherfucking iron sight training more than you're gonna need to buy a red dot.
What the hell are you talking about?
So you got $300, right?
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna train at 3 to 6.
Do you spend the $300 on training, or do you buy optic right then and there?
Let me ask you a question. I know damn well you got $300 to burn right now, right?
No, I don't. I had to pay bills.
All right. Well, then how come you're not taking any classes or training?
$300, right?
You're not answering my question though. How come you
$300.
haven't? How come I haven't seen you?
Right?
Hold up. I
All
need
right,
you
there
to
you go,
answer
Joe.
one honest question for me. How come
$300, right?
How come I haven't seen you take any training classes and you're preaching
'Cause
over
my life is
value
real.
for
My
dollar?
life is real. I'm busy.
So then you can't preach about whether you should get
I'm just
a red dot or take
I'm just asking
$300
out of
and put it to
curiosity.
training.
Because if I had $300, the value per dollar, what would I do first? I could get a red dot later, right?
But the thing is, you're not doing either.
We're not talking about me.
We are
General.
talking about you
Yeah, we
because
are.
you're the advocate here.
I'm just saying, general information. What would I spend my money on? What should I spend my money on?
I don't know. You tell me. What have you been spending your money on gun wise?
I ain't buy no guns.
But you've got plenty of guns to sell and take a
Hey,
training
so
course.
I think at that point you would have to define what your priorities are and what you want to do. And again, everything is budget driven. Everyone doesn't have all this money to go do this or access to this and access.
Well,
to
what I'm trying to get to, Jova, is if you're gonna preach something or discuss about something and talk about proficiency, you gotta have at least something that you actually do. You can't be like 99% of the damn influencers out there that goes and say, yeah, you should do this. Yeah, you should go do that.
I never said
you're
nobody
sitting.
should do anything.
No. I'm not pointing at you. I'm just theoretically speaking.
he's talking about me.
I'm talking about in general. But if the shoe fits, I love you, Armel. You know that. You my guy. But god damn it, boy. But god damn it.
Yo, for real.
Hey, dude, he got you wanting to beat your son and shit, huh?
Bro, he made me want to.
Yo, for real.
Hey, goddamn Armel.
I don't give a shit. Anyway,
Yeah, we know you don't.
for real. $300, because a lot of people don't. For real. It depends on the person's needs. Like, I got guns, but I guarantee you my guns is not for, and I can tell y'all a million times, my shit is not for the end of the world situation. It's not for self-defense. I got it because I like
what
it.
the hell are you talking about self-defense for if none of your guns is
Because this is the thing. I'm talking about self-defense, right? Because when I'm looking at,
but you just said you don't have any guns for that. So how could you talk on that subject?
When I'm looking at the way a lot of things are marketed online, you know what I mean, and a lot of the reasons people are buying them, and I see people are buying guns for what they say is self-defense, and they're getting all these things for this, say for instance, self-defense situations, but the information that they're getting is not applicable for that situation. So
okay,
if
understood.
you're looking for something that's applicable to that situation,
Understood. So we're just gonna say forget about the whole optic and irons, right?
Huh?
We're just gonna forget about the whole optics. And
No, we'll get to that, because some people, you know what I mean, some people are introduced to trainers, and training is this big propaganda.
Man, trainers, instructors,
train with irons and train with
bro. Every goddamn person I meet is a goddamn instructor now. Holy shit.
Like I said, and that's it. So I would like to have people empower themselves enough with dialogue that's not one way in order to make a decision of their own. Not this perfect way. Like you gotta have a red dot on your gun when you don't have to.
Very, very, very good advice, right? Here's my advice to anyone that's just getting into training. When you're picking out your instructor, if their first hook in their selling point is NRA instructor, get the fuck out of it. Get your money back. I'm Dude Knowledge from the Tactical Turkeys. I'm out.
All right, dude.
Hey, I got a question, dude. Hey, what if they say I spent all this time in the military?
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I go with the red dot because I had an eye injury when I was a teenager. So a red dot appeals to my set of eyes a lot better than iron sights.
Yeah, and you cross-eyed too.
Well, hey, so also, you know, and that's another thing about your iron sights. Just keep in mind you have different types of iron sights, right? You got your classic all metals clocks generally come with the plastic sights that people swap out. You got your Novak sights, you got your U-notch in your fronts, you have tritium, you got suppressor height sights. You know, there's so many sights out there that you have to pick out what's best for you, you know?
The thing is, right? Say for instance,
Which
right?
picture you want? This one?
Now, we was talking about sights. You can keep that up. If anybody got any questions about red dots or micro red dots, just shoot it out there. You got a lot of people out there in the chat.
Yeah,
A lot of smart people.
So the thing is, right? Recommending a first firearm, right? And this devil, I can agree and disagree and argue the same. You know what I'm saying? You got a person that's buying this firearm, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for a firearm. Optics ready or non-optics ready? Do any of you have a firearm that doesn't have a red dot other than me? Is not optics ready.
Yeah. None of mine have a red dot.
My P320 don't. My Canik.
Anybody in the chat?
I think my Canik, my carry Canik before it was a TP9. What the hell was it? Oh shit. It's supposed to be a subcompact.
Now, any of you, Joe, you got a pistol.
I think he's on the phone.
A pistol. But anyway, anybody who have a pistol that doesn't have a red dot on it, a carry pistol.
I'm about to. This one
I'm me. I'm like half and half.
I'm like half too, cause I'm about to. Pretty soon I'll be having a Hellcat Pro come in. That's not gonna. I'm not gonna put my red dot when I first put it on, cause I'm trying to find a plate for it. But I'm gonna train probably with iron sights with that one until I can find a proper plate.
What I'm saying is, it's a nice. You know what I mean? It is a nice thing. A really nice, you know what I mean, advantage to have. But even better advantage to have is skill, developing your skill.
That's true. I agree. Because I know both of my Glocks that I'm going to use for a competition, my Glock 34 and my Glock 19, they both have red dots, but they have high iron sights on it to where I don't have to turn on the dot. I can still be able to use my irons.
So you got suppressor height sights.
That's it.
So and again, like to go what Armel was saying, the training is important because a lot of times we tend to put the carriage in front of the horse, right? I'll go get a pistol and I'll get one that's optics ready. I'll throw optics on it, but I've never utilized the iron sights, or even with the optics on it, I've never co-witnessed that pistol sights to the optics, right? I've never shot that gun or that firearm without the red dot turned on. So again, batteries are batteries. You know, we blew up 3 space shuttles. They cost billions of dollars, right? So a red dot can fail. Your battery can fail. Your battery can be on the cusp of dying and everything else. Or you could be like some dumbasses I know, right, that have the red dots that don't have the backing plate on them and they come loose, so you're not getting a good connection. So they're on intermittently. Then you have to figure that out on the fly. Yep. So you train for a lot of situations. One situation that your red dot fails. Right now, you got to go to your backup irons. You got to go to your irons. That's one thing that is not, in my opinion, stressed or impressed upon people. But that's just my 2 cents.
What's up with you? We got what's up with you? Back in the days when you was, being a sheriff and all of that, Ray.
So what?
How did they show y'all?
They didn't have no red dots back then.
He had no red dots back then.
Yeah. So again, Armel, you have to look, man. You got to get back from when you was out there running with Frank Lucas and Nicky Barnes and the rest of those guys. They didn't have that technology, man. So now we got it. I can't make an apples to apples comparison.
Just because it's a technology doesn't make it, and you clearly state that advantage. But what I'm trying to iron out is it a necessity?
Armel, we already said it's not a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Is it a value per dollar? Value per dollar. Should I spend my money on it? Tell me that.
It's up to you. You can spend your money. It's just like saying, should you get hollow points? Is hollow points a necessity? No. Plenty of people got capped with FMJs.
Yeah.
So should you spend $1.50 or spend 26 cents? Right?
Yeah.
The choice is yours. You can get with this.
Okay. I got beat up on this thing, so
No, you didn't get beat up, bro. I mean,
we're gonna go to the bright ass lights now. I got beat up on this.
Nah, you didn't get beat up on it, man. It's your opinion.
I don't care.
You bring out some good points,
Yo,
man.
for real.
We know you
I'm
don't.
half and half. I'm half and half because I don't. Sometimes I like red dots on the gun. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But like I said, my needs are very different.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. And we
My
always
needs
say
are very different.
we always say get stuff to suit your requirements based on your requirements. Because that's the case, we say, hey, go get yourself a Lago Alien, go get yourself a CZ Parrot, you know, go get yourself a freaking minigun. You don't need that shit. Armel, you might, man, because
I like dope
Gilly
shit.
I
I like dope shit. I might need it just to have it.
Yeah, but
You know
see,
what I mean?
so now we have to separate the necessity, the requirement from the flex.
Yep, exactly.
And I love the flex.
Well, that's I got it, Clef. You know, you can do that shit, man. Staying alive. You know,
Yeah.
And that's
Let's
why
talk about the flashlights now. Let's talk about the
normal
flashlights.
people.
Let's
You
talk
know,
about the
for
bright
normal
ass lights
people,
now.
here, I traded out my PSA Dagger, and when I get my Hellcat Pro and my Hellcat, that's gonna be. I'm not going for no more EDCs. That's gonna till the day I'm gone. Them are my two EDCs.
Don't say that.
Skilly, I would say this right here, man. Sometimes your requirements change, and as technology changes and new things are brought out there, you might end up changing your mind of changing those requirements, man. Because remember, back in the day when Armel was growing up, everyone had 38s, right? 38s and 1911s or Browning high powers.
Browning high powers, bro.
That was the ish, right? We've evolved since then. You know,
Well, I'm trying to make them to my EDC until the day that I'm gonna go. Hopefully I ain't picking up no. I'm trying.
Rehab? You trying to go to gun rehab?
Hey, the gun game is a very expensive game, cuz.
The gun game is not. The gun game is like this, man. Grown men have hobbies that you gotta have it. You know what I mean? You gotta have, because if you don't spend the money on one thing, you're gonna spend money on something else. Spend money on shit that you enjoy spending money on, bro. Fuck that.
I enjoy it, but I'm just it's a money. It's a money, man. I spent a lot of money.
You could have a bad habit like damn watches or some shit, and that shit bigger than the gun game.
Yeah,
No,
that's no
watches. You could do stamps or like my man do coins. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Too rich do coins. That shit crazy.
I got a question for you. What the fuck does stamps and coins got to do with sites, man?
Nah, whatever your interests are, whatever you got your sights on, it's going to cost you.
Oh, okay. So
whatever you got your sights on, it's going to cost you.
What's the value on that, man? What's the dollar value on that, Armel?
Whatever you got your sights on, it's going to cost you.
Exactly.
I mean?
So there you go. If you want to get a red dot, you got the change, you got the coin to drop on it. Get the best one.
Spend that money.
Now we get to how do we pick this red dot? We had due knowledge.
It's based on your requirements, right? Because some people like a 2 MOA dot. So that Trijicon on the left, as you're looking at it, that has a 2.5 MOA dot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Holosun 507K, it has a dot, circle, and then just a dot. So it actually has 3 reticles you can switch. It's battery powered and it's also solar powered. The micro red dot system that you could put on, I hate to say this, a PCC. It was designed for something else, but you can put it on the PCC. The Surefire flashlight, it's an old flashlight, but it works well with certain firearms.
I got a question.
Based on your requirements, is going to dictate what you're going to go get.
Self-defense handgun. Should I get a 2 MOA dot or a 6?
And the way your eyes is, go with a 6, man. Shit, you might need a 10.
What's the difference?
The difference is the size of the dot.
Yeah.
And you saying this MOA, the size of the dot. Now, what is this MOA thing?
Man, come on, Armel, don't play those games.
No, it's not me, man. It's not just
MOA,
for me.
So the MOA, and Dude Knowledge talked about it earlier, right? MOA is minute of angle, right? It's a rough estimate that mathematically equates to about, at 100 yards, equates to about 1.036 inches. Everyone just rounds it down to 1 inch, just for the sake of argument. But if you're going to be precise, right, and that goes into a whole nother thing about precision and accuracy, is roughly 1 inch for every 100 yards, right? So what that means is that at 100 yards, a 2 MOA dot is going to be 2 inches on a human. When you start bringing that in closer, that means that it's going to be bigger, right? So generally, roughly, if you hold your point at aim or you hold the dot on someone's head from 25 yards, you're going to T-box them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold them in the chest, you're going to hit the chest. Like Dude Knowledge said, with that optic being parallax free or nearly parallax free out to 33 yards, once you sight it in and you get it right, wherever you put that red dot is where that round's going to go. All things being equal, everything else being equal. What that means is you're shooting the same ammo you zeroed with, the ammo's working and all that other good stuff. So that's the assumption we're going to make. Your ammo's good. We're going to take that out of the equation, right? Because that's another topic. So that's what that MOA means and all the good stuff.
That's what I say. As long as I hit within that frame, as long as I hit it within
so what is that frame, Skilly?
Your body.
Is that frame 6 inch or 12 inch at what distance?
I don't care what inch it is. As long as if I point that dot.
But I'm talking about you about to buy the dot. You know what I mean? They got the 6 MOA dot, they got the 3 MOA dot, they got the 2 MOA dots. And you know it because a lot of us who have these pistols, we looking to buy this red dot. You know what I mean? But we're not, are we considering the factors of this red dot when we purchasing them? Because we all, it seems like everybody jumping on Armel like you need this motherfucking red dot.
Yeah, ain't no one jumping on Armel.
I would say
I don't give a fuck. But yo,
you only can shoot somebody so far without, and making it justified. So I mean, you ain't pointing a dot all the way across a football field expecting to hit a frame. You got to be so, far away in order to shoot somebody. So you don't. You're not going on a battlefield where you have them to shoot across the field. You got to be.
Skilly, you live in Detroit, man.
You might have to shoot across the field.
In the battlefield.
Skilly.
So what is that?
When you pick your red dot, you're getting a 2 MOA or a 3 MOA.
Put it in.
Hold on. I'll tell you when to stop. Just stop. Right there. Don't stop. Stop moving.
Right there.
Leave it there. Right there.
What size dot is that?
Why you keep moving, Joe?
So you can't see it. It's hard to see.
We can't see it. You kept moving.
But all right, did you see the circle in the dot?
Yeah. We saw the circle. I mean dot. There go the dot.
Well, if you keep your hands still, that's that withdrawal shit.
Hey, I've been sober for 3 days, man.
I'm trying not to cuss, man. Now you got me cussing shit.
Hey, don't clown on my sobriety, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Armel.
Right, so
how many pistols have the Holosun 407C on them?
Yeah, but they got the different reticle sizes.
No, the 407C
How did
is
we choose this?
So Joe, Big
Yes.
Huncho asks, what size is that?
So the actual circle itself was a 68 MOA circle, and the dot was a 2 MOA dot. And the reason why I got that is twofold. So I can switch reticles out, right? I got 3 reticles. I can go with a dot, I can go with a regular circle, I can go with a circle dot. Now, once you learn your reticle, I know that the average American male is 5'8", right? 68 inches, right? So I can use that as a range estimation. It also has hash marks, it has 7 MOA hash marks at the top and the bottom. So if you fall outside of that, I can kind of know where you're at. It gives me a good distance, right? I can just go with a straight red dot on it, and then that way it's not cluttered and you don't get occluded or anything else. It's nice and crisp and clear. So that's going to be based on what you think you're going to be doing, right? It's what can I say? He is going to have a field day. So it's one of those things, right? And again, you got the red dots, and I hate to say this, they're green. You got the Trijicon has amber dots, right? They got the amber arrows and Christmas trees because certain eyes, if you got astigmatism, different colors work better, right? So some people with stigmatisms on some glass, you'll get a starburst, right? EOTechs. Some people have issues with EOTechs because they starburst out, right?
What is the starburst thing?
So the starburst is when it gets real fuzzy, man, like it was on the screen. It's just like it's not crisp and clear, right? Starburst. It's not the
camera. By the way, Armel, mine is a ×2 dot.
Yeah, yours is a 2 MOA dot. Skilly?
Yep.
Yeah, yours is a 2 MOA dot?
Yep.
Yeah.
How you doing, urban gardening? Integrity?
Yeah. So so sometimes it's a lot of like, and we're going to go over this 1,000 times, right? There's a lot of information that's out there that a lot of the terminology is beyond the person that developed a new interest in this community, and they depended on us in the community to provide them with information. And a lot of times, I know in my own personal experience, I ran through conflicting information and a lot of confusing information. So here at Trinity, we're gonna, some of the questions you may have, I may have had, and I'm gonna address them. You know what I mean? We may have discussed this over and over again before, but we're going to talk about it now. So, because I'm sure if I had a problem, somebody else out there had a problem.
Man, Armel, you just had a problem because you are Armel, man. You just wanted a problem.
I don't give a shit, but that's a whole different thing. But the 2 MOA dot Skilly got, right? So they got 2 MOA and 3 MOA. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of that, if anybody knows?
So
we asked Joe. Advantages, disadvantages.
So again, right? It's just a bigger dot versus a smaller dot. So let's say if you have a 6 MOA dot versus a 2 MOA dot versus a 1 MOA dot, right? That 6 MOA dot is going to be 6 times as big as that 1 MOA dot. So depending upon how far your target is, it could occlude the whole target. So let's say if I'm putting a 6 MOA dot on a orange, right? Your average size orange, you're not going to be able to see the orange because that dot is going to be taking up all the orange, right? If you put a 1 MOA dot on it, you can see the dot superimposed on the orange. A 2.5 MOA dot, you'll see superimposed on it, right? Now, one of the advantages of it is the farther you go out, you can start using some of your quick math and you can start doing adjustments and figure out how far away someone is. We all know that the average head is about 8 to 10 inches, right? So you can like kind of look, right? We know the average torso length from the V notch in your neck, your clavicle, to your waistline, where people generally wear their pants, is about 23 inches, right? Somewhere there in that area. So you can start doing rough estimates and everything else, right? If I put that 1 MOA dot on something at 100 yards, I know I got a 1 inch circular area probability I'm going to hit within 1 inch, right? If it's zeroed for 100 yards. Now, depending upon what your zero distance is going to dictate how far off you are and what your holdovers or hold unders need to be.
In a self-defense situation, what big dot, small dot?
That's a personal preference.
A civilian self-defense situation.
That is a personal.
If I'm catching you right, if I'm understanding you right, the smaller the dot, the more precision the shot.
Yes, that is a personal preference, because again, everyone's eyes aren't the same. Some people need a bigger dot to acquire it, right? Some people need an amber dot or a green dot because their stigmatism or the way their eyes are, they just can't. The red starburst out. Right. So for some people, an amber or a green dot works better. Right. Trijicon, their MROs and SROs, they got them in green now, just for that reason. Right. A lot of the companies got it. Not Aimpoint, but what's the other one? The Optics Plant makes an amber Christmas tree. I think HoloSun makes an amber. Makes an amber sight also.
Okay, so Joe.
Sure.
So I'm new. I'm a brand new to guns and the whole red dot thing. Well, I went through, did my training and stuff. I trained with you. I asked you, hey, I want to get a red dot. What do you recommend?
I'm gonna tell you don't need one, man, as per our mail.
Well, we ain't talking about our mail.
No,
and I'm not cussing right now.
So,
but
so in all honesty, with that question being posed, right? If you go to someone for advice, like
I'm coming to you.
You said, right?
You're my instructor. You're my trainer. I'm coming to you.
Right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You know, what firearm, what platform are you planning on putting it on, right? Because that's going to dictate the optics cut, right? The footprint, so to speak. Right?
365 XL.
All right, 365 XL. What do you want it to do? Do you want multiple reticles? Do you just want one reticle? What is your vision like?
I don't know.
Right. And then ultimately, are you like this for your EDC? 9 times out of 10 or 80% of the time, how are you carrying it? Are you carrying it inside the waistband, outside the waistband, appendix? Are you
inside the waistband?
You know,
for my EDC.
Mexican carry.
My vision is I wear glasses.
All right. Nearsighted or farsighted?
Nearsighted.
All right. Then I'm going to say, hey, look, this is all the optics that I got that can fit that profile of your 365 without getting it milled out or doing additional plates and everything else. Let's shoot them. Let's see which ones you shoot best. Let's see which ones work best for you. That's what I would do. Because I can't make a recommendation because I'm not you. I can say, hey, this is your list of options and we can explore these things. Let's try them, because empirically, this one red dot works and it looks good. But when you go to carry it, you can't, it's the form is not meeting the function requirements. That makes any sense, right? It presents a snag hazard because you're 9 times out of 10, the majority of the time is spent in your vehicle, right? And you don't take it out and put it in the center console. So you adjust it to where you put it down in front of your jibs when you're sitting down, right? So now it's jamming. It's not a smooth draw. So we have to go over all that stuff and everything else. And then at that time, it's always, what works best for the individual.
So I got a question, right? So we putting red dots on everything now.
No, we're not putting red dots on everything.
Putting red dots on everything. What the fuck is the purpose of an iron sight?
Iron sights
on every damn thing, man.
You're not putting red dots on everything, man. Iron sights.
You're not putting red dots on.
You know, everyone's not putting red dots.
You're trying to gain your advantage. So right? The red dots is making the iron sights redundant.
Boy. Mute Clef. Man, mute Clef, man. Hey,
it's serious things. What the fuck I need iron sights for?
You're not putting iron sights on everything. You know, again, iron sights is personal. Red dots is personal preference.
Right.
You don't have to put them on there, man. It's just personal preference.
But it gives all of these damn advantages. Why even have iron sights on a motherfucker?
Because it's just like saying in the year of 2024, why do I got a fucking spare tire when I got roadside assistance?
Right.
Facts.
Huh?
Facts.
Okay.
Roadside take too long in the wintertime. Yo, you ever notice every time you get a flat tire, it's in the fucked up weather?
Nah, man, because you know what? I take proper care of my shit. I do maintenance. I rotate my tires. I buy new tires. You know, that's why my batteries.
More than likely, I mean, Armel, your shit probably was flat when you left the house.
Got square tires.
Equipment neglect or some shit. What dude knowledge said that shit was?
Go invest into a snap-on gun.
Armel riding around on them Krispy Kremes.
That motherfucking bad. He got square tires and shit. Tires ain't supposed to be square.
Yo, fuck that.
Hell, y'all. If you ain't living in the cold weather, you have to change the tire. You go find you buy you a.
Another thing that I ran into a question with the red dots, right? The different red dot manufacturers, right? Purchase. They have like these different footprints and all of this, right? So when I'm purchasing my firearm, am I looking for a red dot that accommodates a particular footprint? Do I buy my gun around the red dot, or do I?
You don't buy around the red dot, no.
So that's one of those things, because again, a lot of times
that's one of those things.
Yeah, we put form over function. Oh, it looks good. It's this color. It's that. It's this. Whatever. And that's just human nature. You know, everyone wants to flex because I got the latest SRO and I got the unobtainium gun and everything else. But, you know, what's the functionality of it? Does it run? So again, you can go ahead and do that. You can buy, you know, like this is the latest, the hotness for red dots. I'm going to get this now. I'm going to go get a platform that it fits, because sometimes you'll get an optic and it might overhang on the sides of the gun because you got a slim frame gun. I've heard people say, I don't like that because it overhangs. It does this, does that. So that's like one of those hangups, right? They have footprints, they got adapter plates and everything else. But ultimately, I would recommend getting the platform first, as in the firearm that you shoot best, that works for you, and then get the optic to enhance that platform.
A problem I ran into red dots, right? When mounting the red dots, sometimes you use the wrong fucking screws.
Yeah, well, that's a competency
and it affects
thing.
Your firearm performance.
Yeah, that's a competency thing.
And that's something that hasn't been addressed a lot that I've seen on the inner tubes. On the internet.
A lot of them either come with the gun, or a lot of red dots that I've purchased comes with the screws.
Yeah. So sometimes they will give you screws that's out of tolerance, or they'll give you cheap screws that shear off and everything else. And that's when you get, you know, that's like a lot of times the difference between getting a red dot or an optic made by a company that starts with a T or an A or an E versus getting it from one that starts with one of those other letters. You know what I mean? That's like down here. So that's what you get. You can always go and get the proper screws. And again, a lot of times I've seen in my experience, they don't set the proper torque specs. And a lot of times when we go to mount these things, we don't have a torque wrench with us to set the proper torque specs. I'm guilty of it. Go get a red dot, go shoot, throw that sucker on, screw it down, shoot it, throw it in the bag and forget about it. Go back, that thing starts getting loose. I'll tighten it up later. Like, boom, what happened to you? Like, y'all laughing at the wrong shit. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, man, someone punched, like, y'all laughing at the wrong shit. You know? So,
yeah, I bought one 2 years ago. I bought me a torque wrench for that purpose because I knew I was gonna start putting red dots. Get the proper equipment too, man. The proper tool.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things right here, right? Can you take out a Phillips head or flathead screw with a butter knife? Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the preferred tool of choice? No, it's not. Yeah. So,
all right, so what we do? We're getting ready to jump on these flashlights now.
Integrity Firearms, put it down there too, right? Part of your maintenance when you take apart your magazines, make sure they're functioning. You oil, lube, and clean your gun. Also check the torque. You know, after you fired 500 rounds, 600 rounds, whatever your program is, check your torque. Make sure it hasn't backed out because, you know, it will back out. Some guns run hot. The Lago Alien runs hot. It gets hot. So if you're not using the proper adhesive, right, you can back it out. It can come loose. So all those things are great, great points.
Everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button. Show us some love. Yo, you feel like supporting the channel? Hit the Cash App, man. Y'all want to tell us a story? Hit us on Gmail.
Hey, find out. See if anybody got any questions, man. Let someone in if they got any questions.
You got any questions? You got any questions? Hit us up. And yeah, support the channel. Show us some love, man. We trying to do big things over here. Got Hot Tub Tony in here, Big Huncho, Integrity, Chris Stevens back there talking shit. Sarcastic ass. He the old ass man.
Man, you old with that damn hat on.
Yo, I'm trying to bring back the days, man.
Hey, man. Hey.
This is the days of iron and straw, baby.
Hey, man. Hey, Fidel Castro called. He want his hat back.
What up, Integrity?
Check this. Back to the education, the gun education, or the training crazy shit that they be that terminology that they use, right? I haven't seen a lot. I know you can't get it on YouTube no more because of the ban on firearms or whatever. How to maintain your firearm. I haven't seen a lot of stuff out there about that.
Simple, man.
It's probably you know, basically cleaning, oiling, general firearm maintenance. And some people seriously buy used guns that don't have manuals and all of this shit in it. You know what I mean?
So as far as the manuals, you can generally find most manuals of your modern guns online. But the easiest
some people not handy, Joe.
I know, but listen, man, the easiest thing I found when it's time to clean your gun, be like Integrity. Just buy a new one.
Wish, bro. I got 3 rounds. What's up, fellas, man? Thanks for letting me jump in.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Integrity. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Excuse my voice, man. I caught a cold this weekend, man. I just want to let y'all. It's funny y'all talking about this topic. I witnessed that for 3 days, man. And we had cold, we had fog, we had rain. That's why I got a little bug right now. But bro, I seen my aim point got condensation in it. I seen red dot come off. It literally came off the slide. I seen a guy, you know, shooting urban prone, slam his gun, and a hollow sun crack. I seen it all, but with the iron sights, I'm a, you know, with my children, and where I learned, I always start with iron sights, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, learn them the basic with iron sights first. I started with iron sights, but one thing about red dot is good for people who getting older, and you know, with the sight and everything. But back to the class, and you can bring, and we also had sessions that you can bring out your EDC. But one thing I did notice, with the iron sights, a lot of people don't count that it's half of the day dark.
Facts.
You know, it's half of the day dark, and if you got iron sights and you don't have a tritium, and you know, and also you know the tritium, and if you don't have that tritium, you just got dark sights, bro. You shooting blind.
Yeah. So, and also with that being said, your tritium is only good for like 3 to 5 years or whatever it is of working on it. And that's like not from the time you pick it up from the store. That's like from you apply it. So, you know, some gun stores might have sights sitting in there for 2 years before they sell. You know, so that's why it's one of those things like you have some of those sites that are they're not tritium, but like when you hit them with white light, they glow. And so sometimes you gotta quote unquote charge them up and always check stuff because funny thing happened. Let's see, 31 years ago, back in October, right? A little place called Mogadishu. Say, hey, don't need that. We'll be back before it gets dark. Shit went left. So you never know, right?
The other thing to bring up that the PID spectrum of like half the day is dark, and thanks you for mentioning that, Integrity. So that's the other side of it, these bright lights. And I know people like, you know, photonic penetration and all of these big terms and stuff like that. But throwing a flashlight on your EDC, throwing a light on the EDC, right? How do you feel about that? Anybody in chat? That's a whole different daggone thing.
Hey,
like I said, that shit ain't necessary. If you can't see it, don't shoot it.
Look, going back to what Armel said. I mean, what Jovar said about the solution that you can apply and it's charged by light, bro. No bullshit. One guy, that's what he had on his shit. But he had the sights that get charged up by light. And people don't realize when you got your shit in the holster,
it's not.
You're not getting any light, bro.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So when he went to present his shit, he was blind too. I mean, bro, it was like I think it was like we started like 8 o'clock in the morning, bro. We was finishing up like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's a bunch of scenarios and it was stacked on stack. But back to what you said with the lights are very necessary. Because you have to ID, but then you got to think about the environment. It was a perfect environment on Sunday night, last night, because guess what? Even with your light, you take a shot with the fog or whatever in the air, the moisture in the air, guess what's gonna happen in front of you? You're going blind, bro.
Yeah.
You can't see shit. So guess what? You got trained to step out that shit. You just can't, because you know, if you hit somebody with the light, you know, they can see your light. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna move too. So it's a lot to take in. You know, but then you talking about lights. What's more important than your pistol mounted light is your handheld light. Because you can't ID. You can't fuck around and just flashing people with your pistol trying to ID. So you need your handheld.
You only have 2 hands, Integrity. You got
Yeah.
So you saying that you got to shoot with 1 hand?
No. You can shoot with 2 hands with a handheld light.
Yeah. So there's different techniques to shoot, you know, a pistol with a handheld light and everything else.
One like this.
Yeah. That's the old school.
Yeah.
SWAT
you got
shit and everything else, you know.
The Surefire.
Yeah, Surefire, the mag lights. But then again, you know, just remember a lot of this stuff is based on, you know, you're going after a threat, you're getting after it. So you're just using your weapons mounted light and everything else. Again, that goes back to training. And it goes back to, you know, out of 10 things that can happen, what's the 60% solution, right?
Okay. Let me kill this, man. Y'all killing me right now.
Kill it, Armel.
Y'all niggas killing me. Yo, check this, right? I got my EDC. What do I need on it? I'm buying my gun. What do I need for my gun?
What you need for your gun?
Yeah,
So-
what I need, I'm buying a gun. I'm buying a gun right now. You know what I mean? You know, I'm one of these ladies right now. Do I need to buy this $300 red dot? I need a motherfucking
No.
$200 motherfucking thing. Yo,
What I tell
I
ladies,
need the necessities right now.
what's the necessity? Training. That when I sell, I don't care if
So
you're a
at
man
what
or a
point-
woman.
At
Training.
what point do I start getting the microwaves and the motherfucking the digital micrometers and shit like that?
That's when you feel comfortable with it. See, so you're the dude that when I was a salesman, man, I sold you some shit you didn't need and you brought it. Now you keep going back to it.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. So again, right?
Yeah, they sold Armella Kirby.
Yeah, they sold me all that
Kirby.
shit, man.
Yeah,
The
they sold his
motherfucking
ass to
Kirby, the Hoover, everything, man. I was that nigga on QVC who just damn, I gotta have that. You know what I mean? Because they said I need
so
it.
you got finesse. All right. No,
It's got me in the right direction.
Man. We ain't finessing people, right? So the deal right here, right? You know, just your baseline stuff, everything else, right? I don't need all this stuff to walk into a gunfight. Like they said, you got your boots, you got your rifle, you can walk into a gunfight. Everything else is just gravy. That's just butter, right? So like Integrity was saying, hey, just starting out, let's find out what firearm you shoot best. Let's find out what your needs are, right? And then let's find out what your budget is. And we're going to take all three of those things together and come out with a solution set. Now,
I got an ill-ass budget.
Now later on down the road, see, Armel, you keep saying this shit. I got ill-ass budget. Then you're gonna be like, when we recommend shit, it's like, oh, the dollar cost value average of that shit.
Because that's what the shit you run into. This is what happens, right?
Budget.
I don't have a lot of sales experience, right?
Quit being cheap.
I'm telling you from my personal experience, bro.
Come up off the money. Quit being cheap.
Yo, I can only tell you from my personal.
How much?
I can only tell you from my personal experience, right?
All right.
Being new to this, when I walk in the store, I did some research and shit, but all the research from YouTube, you know, was a lot of conflictual shit. You know what I mean? So I walk in the store, I'm green as fuck. These dudes selling me anything and everything. You know what I mean?
You got finesse. Everyone has an opinion.
Later on, now I found out what they should have been selling me was some kind of training regimen.
Yeah. So basically, as much as you hate training, so basically, because you got taken advantage of, you're gonna come and fuck with us.
I just want to make sure everybody else is not being taken advantage of. So I just want to go in the store, get used to, because now I know a little bit. I know a little bit more from creating more hands-on relationships with people. You know what I mean, and learning offline, because a lot of the shit that I'm learning didn't come from offline. It comes from learning from people who I have met online.
Yeah, you learn by doing.
Yep.
So, and that being said, I go into the thing. I purchased my first gun. Well, you're gonna need optics mount for this. Or we got this. Yeah, throw that on. Yo, you need a flashlight, XYZ. Throw it on. Did I really need that at that point in time? Or did I
likely no?
Hey, you needed to tell me.
But that depends.
Set me up with a fucking class to show me how to do this gun handling thing, or to refresh my memory on this.
But you know what, Armel, what's the percentage? All the gun owners? What's the percentage of a gun owner actually experiencing gunplay?
It's really low.
Zero.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, it's most cases. Let's be honest, a lot of it ain't necessity.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, there is nothing fair. There is nothing fair in the fight. I want every advantage. Do I need this? Of course not. Do I need a laser? Do I need night vision? Do I need an optic? Of course not. But I need every advantage that I possibly can have. And a lot of people.
Situation?
But it's a bunch of scenarios. But back to the optics. We haven't met. I don't know if you guys. I came on a little tad late. But even with some optics, just like this weekend, I got optic. I got red dot. But guess what I did? I also used my iron sights.
Yeah.
Because my iron sights co-witness with a lot of guys didn't know that trick. When they go to present, they fishing because because you got a red dot people don't realize it's also a learning curve with the red dot. And even still, it's going to be sometimes that you present your firearm and you can't locate your red dot. But guess what? I got my iron sight. So I was using both. So I had the best of. I was using iron sights as well as my red dot multiple times. So just because you get a red dot, don't take out your iron sights. All depend on how you set your gun up.
Question, Integrity.
Okay.
On your thing that you carry every single day, do you have a red dot on it?
I have both. I have iron sights and an optic. I got the best of both worlds. In case if my red dot fail, I got my iron sights. And if I can't present, if I present, say if I got an injured left arm, I mean a right arm, my strong arm. If I present my weak hand, it's a lot of people don't realize it's a task to find your red dot. But guess what? I got my iron sights. Like when I shot the Humbler last night, when I presented, I couldn't find my red dot, but I didn't miss any times because I said, my mind, I've been trained, said, fuck it. I went to my iron sight and I dropped 10 to the head, boom, 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 hosted, boom, boom, pulled it out. Guess what? Same fucking thing. I used my iron sights again. I got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, but say Integrity. So what you just said right there, you went from your dominant hand to your non-dominant, strong and weak, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You're still using your dominant eye, right? So now, unless you're right hand dominant, right eye dominant, right? Right?
Yep, right.
So now you got to shoot cross-eye dominant, right? And a lot of people don't even train for that and understand how that's done. Because like we said earlier, some people shoot, they'll blade themselves, they'll present chest up to take those rounds to the body armor, right? Some people will shoot with one eye open. Some people shoot with two eyes open. And if a hand goes down, now you got to change up how you're shooting. And we don't train. I don't train to shoot with my weak hand and being cross-eyed dominant. At that point, like you said, what do I want to carry? If it's up to me, I have fucking flashbangs and frag grenades. Frag out. Straight up, man. Hey,
that's right.
All I heard was frag out. That's it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That answer your question, Amel?
Not necessarily, because I'm looking at
what it didn't answer.
No, what I'm saying is right. I'm gonna circle back. So
Integrity,
you guys, I would recommend you guys to a new purchaser, new person that's getting into this life, right?
Correct.
Would you suggest that they learn which comes first, the iron or the red?
Iron.
The iron.
So you suggest that?
I mean, that's what I say. The iron.
That's what I say too.
Okay.
Even
though the red dot has an advantage, even though the red dot has its advantages, at what point do I transition to that?
Once you become confident
with your
arms, right?
Yeah,
so if you build a house on a weak foundation, it's going to crumble. So if I just give you a gun and I transition you to a red dot right off the bat, if something happens to that red dot, you're just gonna be standing there without not knowing what to do.
And that's what happened to me.
All right, man. So don't take it out on us.
But no, Amel, you gave.
I'm hugging you, man. I'm hugging
you. You gave up early, Amel. You gave up. I'm gonna tell you, you gave up on your red dot early. You telling on yourself.
I like my.
Yes, you did. All right. Now look. A lot of people don't realize if you start iron and go red dot, if you go back and you really get your reps in with that red dot, when you go back to your irons, you better with your irons.
Yep.
I don't think so. You know why? Now, let me tell you why. Right? Let me tell you why. Because of the daggone red dot, right? I call this shit red dot dependency, right? And because of something, that parallax thing, that no matter where that shit is at, is going to hit, you lose a lot of your other fundamentals, like your grip and your trigger control.
Not with a pistol. Not with a pistol. No, not with a pistol, bruh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fundamentals are the same. You can't.
Not the fundamentals, your basics.
Your basics.
You never lose your basics.
Right.
I'm saying, I'm saying
So
you
the red
become this
dot
red
is
dot
the
dependent person.
basic.
So as soon as
No,
that
you
red dot
don't.
go out, your ass is out.
But that's
No,
what
Battery
no,
die.
no. That's why you have backup. That's why you have your backup sights
But
on
if
your
you don't know how to
pistol.
use it, if you became red dot dependent, you hit.
No, you don't, Armel. If you're doing that, right? If you're doing that, you're like the chick, or you're like the person that's in a relationship and never fucking put oil or gas in their car. And as soon as the person that did that leaves, they assed out. Or like the dude that
That's
never
kind of like my wife, man. Stop talking about my wife, man.
Or like the dude that never cooked. And as soon as the person that cooked goes away for a weekend, that motherfucker sitting around there starving and shit. And
Stop talking about my wife like that, man.
So Armel, right? You got this thing, man. It's like, right? You train. Part of your training regimen regime is you go back to the basics, right? Because we know we all keep that extra $20 in the sock or in the glove box in case we run out of money. ATMs are down or shit looks sketchy. I'm not gonna stop at that ATM and get there, except for Armel, because ain't shit gonna happen to Clef.
I ain't going no fucking ATM.
So you have to train for all of that.
Yep.
And Armel, what you're doing is you're putting that carriage so far in front of that fucking horse. You ain't even hitching that bitch up. That horse can't pull it, nor can it push it.
Yeah.
And we just sitting there assed out like, well, fuck it. If that's the case, let's just call the UN. Let's call the State Department. Let's sing "We Are the World." Let's sing Hakuna Matata and get rid of all fucking weapons because everyone's nice.
Hey, Jovan, our male making red dots seem like they just easy. And anybody can pick it up at the drop of a dime and use it, all male.
Once you line that bitch up, once you motherfuckers sight that bitch in, it's that easy.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, see, here's the deal right here, right? A lot of people don't know how to sight in their red dots, and that's why
sighted in. Once it's sighted in, I don't see. You know what I mean? That it's going to hit.
So Armel, what you're saying is once the red dot sighted in, it's G to G, right?
From my experience.
So there you go. Why you bitching about a red dot then?
I wasn't bitching about it. I was just asking questions.
All right, Armel. What's the biggest problem with red dots?
Battery dying.
Nope. I'm talking about everybody operational.
For me.
No. I'm talking about in overall, Armel. When I'm talking about everything is operational. What is the biggest hurdle for people who use a red dot to overcome?
Looking for that damn dot.
Acquiring the dot.
Acquiring the fucking dot, bro. You got people.
And you know why that is? Because really a lot of red dots are set up incorrectly. They got the rear sight behind the red dot when the red dot should be behind the rear sight because I have a tendency of picking up that rear sight first.
Let me get
once you switch that around, you G to G.
G to G.
That's what I heard.
But
I heard in John Wick 5, that's how he's gonna write his stuff.
I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing. Anybody use a red dot, you hear pinky pressure, which brings the dot down. But a lot of times, bro, just like with the EOTech, it's starburst, but it's designed so you can look through it. But if you really lock in on your target, you don't pay that shit no attention.
Yeah, you don't even notice it. The EOTech is designed to shoot with both eyes open.
Yep, and the same thing with a red dot. Same thing with a red dot. When you're trying to locate it, lock in on your target, and most of the time it gonna show itself.
Yep, and you bring it up and you present it, and it's right there. But see, that goes back to training because again, I know how to shoot, but I really don't know how to shoot. You know.
Yeah, we right with it. We I don't know how to shoot neither.
And that's like because I'll say this, someone else will say that, someone else will say that. Like Armel said, the person that's just getting into it, they get confused and it's overwhelming. Yep. We're sitting down here talking about torque values, we're talking about Loctite, we're talking about parallax, talking about like, yo, I just need to get up off me.
Nigga, I just want to shoot.
That's all I need is just to get up off me. You know?
You get up off me. Armel, you capping too, like the young folks say, you capping.
Yeah.
I ain't capping, I'm dead serious.
You know why? No. Let me tell you, I got evidence you capping.
Get on him.
I got concrete evidence you capping.
What?
I synced you, not seen you. I synced you. You know where I synced you at?
Where?
I synced you at an event and you had a red dot on your shit.
Yep.
I'm half and half. I got mad shit. I got red dots. I got different shit. Yo, I got a lot of shit, man. I got a lot of different stuff because, like I said, I'm not into this thing for a self-defense situation. My life is not like that. I need a firearm to defend
He flicking
myself.
for the gram, man.
Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe, right? But that's not the way I live. You know what I mean? I don't see myself in a life or death situation like that. But I got firearms because I like firearms. Goddamn.
But you know what? It's a lot of mangled and dead motherfuckers who said the same, who thought the same shit.
Yeah.
The chances are small and slim, but when shit happens, it happens when you least expect it, homie.
Yeah,
now
but if it happens,
commend you.
You know what I mean?
I commend you on that because I'm the same way, and sometimes I get a lackadaisical, but I'll be like, yo, let me get back at it. Let me carry my shit because you never know.
I ain't never slipping. Don't get it fucked up. I ain't slipping like that.
It was sounding that way. It was sounding a little slight banana.
Don't get it fucked up. I ain't
banana.
But if I got a hammer, like a fucking physical hammer, or a pencil, or you
sound like Charles. You sound like Charles and White.
You know what I mean? Anything I use, I'm most likely my shit is to get the fuck out of the way. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna see it coming and I'm gonna make certain adjustments in my movement.
But it's many people
see it coming. When motherfucker got the drop on me, I already know it's too late. But when I'm how much of this shit that pulling out the appendix and all that bullshit, if they got the drop, if it's too late.
But you know what? I have seen this personally, and I have been taught this. A lot of people, when shit happens, a lot of people think that they're gonna do something miraculous. But guess what? You're gonna revert back to your highest training.
Yeah. We very rarely do we rise to the occasion.
Yo, for real, I got my gold teeth in the room, right? I got my gold teeth in the room from back in the day.
Yo, whole food.
My Wu-Tang fangs from back in the day.
My son put a Wu-Tang thing stick on my damn, what's these shoes? Whatever the fuck these shoes are.
Wu-Tang fangs. I ran across it and I was like, damn, look at this.
All these damn shoes.
I gotta call Jason Ewing. Jason Ewing got the whole grill. My man Jason Ewing got the whole grill.
Oh man, when last time you took a training? When last time you took a training session?
You don't train.
I don't train, man. I look at guns, man. I get a scratch on my gun, I get mad at the motherfucker. I'm about to sue HK.
He capping. You ain't, bro. You capping. You done took a training. You done took a training session.
Shit, I took shit when I was out in the fleet.
Yeah, you doing that fleet shit, man.
I ain't take no damn training.
But
no, like I said, my life ain't like that.
Mine ain't either.
I don't expect to get shot at or nothing, but it's there to have, bro.
Man, you live in motherfucking Detroit, man. That shit.
Hey, Skilly, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Most motherfuckers don't expect to get shot at. Shit just happened.
It just happened.
Ask all those people that was at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go get shot at today. Shit.
Yeah, I've been shot at. I've been in firearms related incidents. I got the tattoos and scars to prove it, right? And from
yeah. Didn't you get into some shit in New Orleans?
Yeah. So
how the hell you gonna say you don't expect to get?
This is what. Let me finish. This is how I can look at from just my personal experience, just running, being around firearms. That half the shit these cats that's telling you is bullshit because it really doesn't go down like that. And I could get into like what a threat perceived look like because it has commonalities. You know what I mean? When a cat rolling up on you, I notice that there's a pattern. It's never singular. There's never one. There's always two or three. And it's always
predator.
It's that done it dude and the dude that stand by. You know what I mean? That's what when I see it's a perceived threat, it's always 2 or 3. It always comes in either 2s or 3s. It's never singular. If it's singular, that threat is a very personal threat. That means you done did something to somebody. So it's a lot of social psychology that goes on to threat perception. You know what I mean? I'm not in that category. I don't put myself in that category because I don't have any personal thing. So somebody ain't singularly coming after me. The more I have to worry about is the done it dude. The done it dude is the dude that, like, look at him. He looked like food, and one amping it up, one is listening to it, and one is actually doing it. And that's how that shit just fucking plays out every single fucking scenario that, in my personal experience, where I seen gunfire, the shit happens the same exact way every fucking single time. Now, I don't know what the FBI statistics and shit say and all the studies, but a lot of this shit is like a lot of social psychology going on. And you gotta I look at it like that. So for as long as I don't put myself in that situation or in the fast lane or in this thing, it's avoidance or it's precautions.
Sometimes the devil knock on your front door.
That's it.
I don't stop.
You hear me, Amel?
Kick your front door in.
Sometimes the devil knock on your front door, and you doing what you supposed to do. You in a safe environment.
For those situations, for those type of situations, things are always available for that. So it's not just a dead situation. The options are available for that, but that's not the primary option.
That was a general ass answer, damn, Amel.
The options are available. Somebody bust.
What?
If somebody busts in this door, I see them before they even see it. I get an alert on my dag on the screen before somebody walk across my fucking lawn, bro. I'll get an alert on the screen.
But there are scenarios where your instincts,
drunk, bro. If it was a fifth, we all be drunk. So there's 1,000 ifs. There's 1,000 ifs, but it's not the point of if. It's what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because I believe the best defense that a person have is not their firearm, it's the way
it's their mind.
It's their mind, man.
Yep, I agree with that one.
Firearm is just a tool of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Stop giving this shit. So if a motherfucker's a pussy without a gun, he a pussy with a gun. So I handle myself.
Hey! Watch your mouth. You got females in here.
I handle myself with the gun the same way I handle myself without a gun. Exactly.
I agree with that.
Mel, I got one thing to say though, man.
What's up?
Saturday, Smashing That Bass was gonna bust that ass, though. So you might want to move a little bit differently these YouTube streets.
Fuck him. That's my dude, though.
I missed that.
I missed that.
He's still gonna go that ass.
Yo, Bass my dude. Bass called me right after I came off the live. It's like, yo, you want to come shoot my spear? I'm sorry, Mel. I was like, yeah, you good. I was like, don't worry about it, man. Put the dope optics on your spear, and then I'll shoot your shit, man.
it ain't Bass you need to worry about, man.
I'm sorry, Mel. You want to shoot my spear? I was like, yeah, man. Just put the optics on it first, man. I said put that dope ass red dot on there first, man. I told him to throw the Sig motherfucking Romeo 8 on that bitch, man, because he debated between what to get. I said, just throw the Romeo 8 on there and just call it a day, man, because ain't nobody got that. I want to flex it on my channel. Yeah, but Bass is my dude, though, and a lot of people don't know that I literally rock with this dude almost every. I talk to him on the phone almost every day, so he gets carried away sometimes.
Hey, so is anyone else in the chat got any questions or anything?
Chat silent as hell.
But shit, you doing all the talking, man.
Yeah, so Mira Cool Tech is in here. GT grows it in Alaska, man. Yo, we're trying to put together a bug out flex, man. So just holler at us on the email or how y'all want to see this go down. You know what I mean? We just gonna do some camping. I told Joe Va about some rucking. He ain't walking nowhere. He got to park.
Not walking either.
He got to park in the handicap parking.
I ain't walking, ain't camping, ain't doing none of that.
Well, none of that shit, man.
Yeah, Joe Va can't do no camping, but we want to do.
Why y'all ain't gonna do no camping, bro?
Yo, I want to pull out my luxury glamping tent, yo.
Me too, bro. Come on, Mel. Come on, Ray.
Yeah, so we trying to put together a camping event like in October, so y'all can get y'all, you know what I mean, y'all wears right. Because
first of all, where are you talking
about? Then he's talking about October. Okay, that's the fall. That's when all that shit falls and hits your ass.
What the hell?
All depends on where.
Dressed right in the cold.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Stop playing.
On a serious note, right? What in the hell has this got to do with red dots and iron sights, man? That's all
red dot. Yo, those batteries don't work.
You know what time it is.
Hey, who called that motherfucker a piccolo player? That's all
you know what time it is.
Oh, you right. Hey, 142. 142.
Where are you talking about having a camping?
Armel started talking about red dots and bacon bits.
Why you coming camping, Skilly?
Fucking Quills Jenkins.
Hold on. First of all, my birthday is in October. I don't need like going outside of my birthday in Michigan. So if you talking about anywhere up towards up here, you can kiss my ass.
No, we ain't that far. We ain't that far, man.
Okay. I'm about to say, let me know.
We down south.
Oh, okay. I can do down south. Okay, we can do that.
Yo, if you can't prepare for the cold, in October it's not even really cold. If you can't dress properly and know how to layer your clothes, you do. I don't give a fuck what kind of dope ass gun you got.
Oh, I layer up. I don't like being in the
cold. What I mean? If you can't survive the elements, you fucking hit. You know what I mean? That's real preparedness, man.
Hey, Armel, you gonna have on long johns?
I put my long johns on in November, and I don't take them shits off till fucking May. I got them on now, bro.
Oh, them shits stink.
No, yo, I got multiple pair. Dick Sporting Goods is my man. You know what I mean? These are even the you know what I mean? Dick Sporting Goods is my man. Yo, I don't take my long johns off till Mother's Day.
And that's a good question.
When it's gonna get cold, and it was 60 degrees today. Today was the nicest day of all the season.
What up? Yeah. So to address Jason Ewan's question, right? So your modern optics and everything else, they are environmentally sealed. Now, with that being said, some companies do a better job than others because Integrity. You said you had condensation in your optic you was running.
Yeah, aim point.
Yeah. So all companies have recalls and bad shit, and that could have happened just from abusing it and running it a little hard and everything else. That's why they got good warranties. That's why you pay that premium. But yes, would definitely run powered optics, variable power optics, and red dots in the jungle environment. We do it now, right? So for the last 20 plus years, they've been rocking out in the Philippines, fighting Abu Sayyaf. They run the same kit from your PECs to your D-balls to your SROs, MROs, all other stuff. So yes, but at that point you need to you get what you pay for at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got a question. Can everybody hear me?
Pick up Dust. What's up?
What's going on?
You sounding like God, man. That motherfucker.
Yo, I had a long weekend. Very long weekend.
Just walk on by.
Yo, how many people carry optics on their carry gun?
I do.
Man, don't start that again, man.
Oh Lord.
I missed that section.
Oh,
all right.
Oh shit.
I don't.
Neither do I.
Yo, me neither. I don't. I light.
That's personal preference,
A light, a flashlight.
But I guess it all depends on your environment too. Like city, yeah. Like I got a 365 XL set up with no optic, and I got one set up with an optic. So I'm in the country. So if I go out late at night, we don't have the artificial light sources like a major city do. So if I know I'm gonna go out or I'm gonna be out till dark, I carry the one with the light, with the optic and the light. If I'm gonna be in the daytime, I just carry the one with the irons, but I got likes on both of them.
Man, Integrity, you going out there to the crossroads, man.
Yo,
See, I
I
got
like
the
your shit
facts.
to look good without the optic, man.
Because I got
That's Bane.
Hellcat with the optic and without the optic, and both of them got lights on it.
You also carry a Hellcat.
Whatever.
Gus, you carry a
Hey,
Glock.
y'all leave Philly alone.
I carry a Glock 19 with a damn. My voice is fucked up.
But-
See you guys
Yeah,
later.
you got that shit I got.
Nah, I
What's
didn't.
going
That
around?
shit. I was.
Nah,
I'm
but
not-
for real though, I'm blonde, right? And typically, until recently, I was carrying the Steyr, and y'all probably shot that thing. That iron
Surrounded.
sight on that
I was
thing.
surrounded by a bunch of Armels this weekend. We was arguing all weekend. I was in
They
Brooklyn,
didn't
bro.
have no hat on though.
Yo, they didn't. That's the Yes Box.
hey, you're saying that what Potts the producer? That's
Oh
it.
man, yeah, I was back home. It was wild.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, you gotta put the thing in the hat, in the fedora.
What thing?
That thing, you gotta have something nice. You put in the hat. Put in the hat.
The hell are you talking about?
You talking
done
about
ran-
You put your little pocket thing in the hat.
putting the 25 in there, man?
Put the 2.5 in there.
Man, this ain't Harlem Nights.
Yo, whatever happened to 2.5s, man?
We
Uncommon.
grew up. We grew up. We got out the hood. That's what happened. That's what happened.
we
That's
started
exactly
going to
what
gun
happened.
stores, man, and we
We started going to gun stores. People
We
got
wasn't
concealed
getting
carries.
finessed. You know,
Yeah.
we stopped getting finessed.
Man, 2.5 was good, man. Put the 2.5s in the Tim boots.
Nah, man. Hey, Biggie Smalls, leave that shit alone, man. If I'm gonna do a dime, I'm putting you down.
I'm gonna have to go
That's
look for me a
true.
2.5.
That is true. Might
Hey,
as well go
Doug.
big or go home.
Hey, Dust, without going into detail, did you get that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
thanks. That's all
I
need
did.
to know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's
Oh
dope.
shit. Hey, all day, bro. But yeah, all right. Well, look, what is the base? Well, you know that Gideon optic.
Yep.
I've been running that a little bit, bro.
Which one do you got?
Shit, don't get me to lie. I want it free on DLD. DLD, I want it, and I just grabbed it and mounted it.
Dope.
I just mounted it.
I got. I
That's
forget
for
what
the
it's called.
value. You get a lot.
What's up?
He got like two or three different options, right?
The optics? Yeah, they have more. They have a few. I have one. I forget which one it is. It's like
How do you
the
pick one? How do you pick an
Yeah.
optic anyway?
God damn, man. Don't, man. Don't.
he said don't.
Yeah, this
Nah,
dude-
it's serious. This is serious questions that people ask, man.
Hey
'Cause
man,
there's a lot of people-
hey Dust, just tell them you peel the labels off the boxes and throw them bitches in the air. Whichever one lands
see
closest
which
to
way
your
it
feet.
drops.
That's this
Honestly, man, let's be honest. Optic, as long as it's quality, optic is an optic. And then it comes down to what size dot. If you want 6, 2, but as far as with the technology today, like I told Holloson at their booth, I told them 6, 7 years ago, I thought your shit was some shit. But now you guys are giving a lot for your price. And like I told Aimpoint, I asked Aimpoint, well, I asked him, I said, what do you do better than Holloson? Because the technologies are catching up to each other.
Well, and I would say like, some of these companies they got the pedigree, right?
Yep.
And that goes with weapons manufacturers, gear manufacturers. They got a pedigree because Dust did something with it, and everyone wants to be like Dust, right? So you're gonna get that on there. And then some of it is like real low key. Some of it is not really designed for us, the average consumer, because you're paying more for some of these optics because you got a Gen 3 night vision capability.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, does the average dude need that? I don't know. But if you get it, you're gonna pay for it because that's in that package, right? Like when we start going to get gear, what's the difference between Cry Precision and let's say, God damn it, Dickies, right?
Like $250.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can run my Dickies in the hood all day long, hold the crease. As soon as you put a crease on some Cry Precisions and you wash them with certain shit, you're gonna take all that special shit you paid for away. It's not going to be IR resistant, no melt, no drip, self-extinguishing. So that's what you're paying $700 for.
Yeah.
All that shit, dude. Like, who in here is going to run the risk of being in a fucking helicopter crash?
Them
Like
shit's
every other
fly
week?
though.
What?
Them Cry Precision joints, yo.
Bro, it's like but hey, Armel, it's just like when you play basketball. You
I
go
don't
to
play
the court.
basketball.
No, I'm talking about back in the day. You go to the court. You see the guy. He got the Michael Jordan jersey, the shorts, and the shoes, but his game is doo doo. It's the same thing. You go to the joint. The guy got the Cry Precision on and everything. The game doo doo.
He can't even dribble the ball.
He can't dribble the ball.
That shit dope though, man. I like the Cry Precision. What's the other one?
There's a few of them now.
Healer Contact, whatever.
Fucking water.
Or Terex.
Yeah,
all that shit's fly as fuck.
Now I fucks with the Arc'teryx and the Arc'teryx Leaf because of you can do more with it. You know what I'm saying? You can actually layer with it with the cold weather, and it's yeah.
You can lay it with the
You see
Cry.
what dude Knowledge said?
You can lay it with the Cry if you got enough money. I'm here to
Nah,
tell
for
you.
real. This is the only reason I'm gonna answer Duke Knowledge question. You know what I mean? Joe Va question about the DeWalt and the Craftsman or whatever the fuck they call it.
Milwaukee.
It's because of my use. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional gunfighter. You know what I mean? So I don't need professional gunfighting shit. Right? I'm a professional builder. So I get medium grade building shit. You know what I mean?
What do you call medium grade?
Medium grade is like Milwaukee or some shit. Like
No, I'm talking about the gun
real
world.
grade for like the real cats that do it is probably like Festool or some shit like that. You know,
Snap on.
So what do you call Snap On? Because I own Snap On.
Snap on is like mechanics tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not into like mechanic stuff like that. But for builders, like say for instance, a carpenter or electrician, a carpenter, their tool would be like a Festool. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I don't get in the trenches enough to purchase a Festool $700 grill. I buy a Milwaukee drill that's like $300, but I won't buy a Festool. But I won't buy a Craftsman either, because if I drop it, the shit. But that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? Being that I'm not a professional gunfighter, I don't need the professional grade shit. I don't feel that I don't have a need for it. You know, of course I could buy of course it's not even a matter of affordability. Of course I may be able to buy this and this and that, but I'm not even interested in it because I don't even like the shit for real. You know what I mean? I could go on a flex hall with, 2A in LA, but that's not my, that's not my thing. I don't even like all the 8 million guns and they all look the fucking same. That's just not my thing. I like what the fuck I like. And it ain't to save my life or nothing.
You still like sight marks?
We was getting into that.
All right.
The sight mark, right? And the Vortex, right? I got Vortex and I got sight mark, right? I think I like the sight mark better than the Vortex, so I don't think people should get caught up in the fucking name. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give Armel this much credit. When I shot his AK, I hit
the sight mark.
That sight mark. I hit that thing every single time. I will give him that.
Yeah, the Vortex. These brand names is bullshit anyway, man. They repackage.
Nah.
Lipstick on a pig,
everybody.
Nah.
Go to Harbor Freight then.
I ain't going to fucking Harbor Freight.
You just said all the brand names are bullshit.
Nah,
Come on,
man.
If you rock the Walt or something like that, if you rock the Walt or something like that, and you're a builder and you rock the Walt, you might as well go to Harbor Freight. But I don't do that. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like keep going back to the store to get the same shit over and over again.
I mean, a quick question: how do a product get a name?
It's not a matter of they get a name through like time and endurance, but at the same time, other companies can catch up. Just like you said with the aim point, like what
exactly?
Hollow Sun started at a certain point. There's some cheap shit, but they built up over time. They built their standards up over time. You know what I mean? It's just like saying that a person was born in a social class and they still in that social class, and then a person that wasn't born into that social class, they can't catch up and get to that same level. A lesser class. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You can get there.
Technology.
And a brand can get there just because, you know what I mean, we don't have that name or whatever. You can still get this is America, motherfucker. You can get there. You know what I mean?
So
your name don't mean shit.
All right.
Your name means what your father did, not what you did.
So are you rocking DeWalt tools?
Fuck no.
All right, so you just answered your own argument, man.
Nah, I used to have that shit, but I got tired of taking that shit back to the store, so I sold it to my cousin. He probably in the chat.
That's what every Sky owner who shoots their Sky feels the same way.
How long ago did you get a DeWalt to your cousin?
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I literally don't get it fucked up. I literally have, when we talk about tools, you talk about me. I got every fucking brand. I literally have every brand from DeWalt, Makita. I probably got.
Hold on, wait. So back to the optic thing. Right?
Ray, drop the link for Parrot's Eye, man.
With the glass, I'm gonna talk about we're talking about optics, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, long range scopes. That's optics. It's glass, whatever. Look through a Vortex optic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look through a Night Force, and then look through a Schmidt and Bender or Kales.
Actually, Dust,
and you're gonna see the fucking difference.
You can see the difference
in all actuality. You can look through the different levels of the Vortex, and you can see the difference just from Vortex.
And Vortex got true.
So
that's true, because I have a Vortex vein.
It goes back from German glass to Japanese glass to Chinese glass to glass
that's true. That's true.
Recycling bin.
That's true. That's absolutely true. You know,
basically, you get what the fuck you pay for. You get what you pay for. This America.
You pay for the name.
Not all the time, but most of the time, you get what you pay for.
I'm talking about something that's in a particular price bracket, right? So at similar quality price points, right? So we're gonna talk about generally red dot. So we at a price point of $300, right? At that price point of $300 for a Pitsu red dot, right? That quality difference between $250 and $350 and that $300 medium range, it ain't that much difference in a glass. Now, when you step it up to over that 500, 600 plus bracket, you end up somewhere different. You know what I mean? But that plus or minus $50 at that $300 Pitsu, you ain't getting that much difference depending on the fucking brand, bro.
Yo, you know what's crazy? For $300, I can go and get like a used RMR or some crazy shit.
I'm talking about be new, bro. I ain't talking about used shit. Be new.
But the used shit is gonna be better than all right.
So I don't buy used shit, man. But who buy used shit?
See, I bought a used
shit. I done bought some used shit. What you talking about?
I ain't buying shit used. I don't want nobody. I don't want shit. Nobody been putting their snot on.
Snot.
Chat, I apologize. I apologize, man.
I had some cold shit to say, but I can't say it right now. I heard that. Hey,
I heard it. Don't say it.
Don't say it. I ain't gonna say it.
Boy, don't say it, please, man.
I ain't gonna say it.
Got my knife, man.
Please don't say it, man.
I ain't gonna say it.
Yo, put that against the knife that I got you for your birthday.
All right, let me see. Where is that? It's around here somewhere.
Ain't nothing wrong with a used handgun. Shit.
Yeah, it's around here somewhere, but I just don't know where it's at.
Torture tested.
Yeah, but it's all good. Shoes
up,
is the better
Paradigm?
comparison. Yeah, but you just gotta be you, man. We've been on here 2 hours, man. Support the channel, man. Hit us up with any questions, any general topics. Hit us on trinityarmsandgear@gmail.com. You want to support the channel, donate, hit the Cash App, Trinity Arms. You know what I mean?
Are you signing off?
Yeah, just look at the thing. I'm not signing off. I'm shutting the fuck up because y'all some
I'm finna say, boy, I came on here to cuss out a bunch of crazy cotton pickers, and this cotton gonna sign off.
Why you signing
My
off?
blood pressure is. I just took my hydrochlorothiazide.
God damn.
But it's,
I'm still here for you, baby.
boy, look, it's too many it's too many respectable individuals in here for me to do that right there. But good evening, everybody.
What's going on, man?
Man, look, I had a question, and the reason I was gonna cuss out a couple of crazy cotton pickers because my question got ignored, and I've been on this thing for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's how. But anyway, look, man, how y'all zero y'all red dots? Y'all zero it for what you finna shoot right now? Because I know everybody said they come with 20 yards, and then everybody said 20 yards is the industry standards. But what's the everyday round the block game, man? Like, you gonna run a red dot, if you're gonna shoot from here to the garage door, do you just zero on the garage door and call it a day?
No, there's a science behind that. There's a science behind where your red dot gets zeroed because of your bullet drop.
Right. And like I know, you know, I just put one on not too long ago, and I figured out the holes, and I can do it at wherever, whatever. But I'm like, up close, because of the bullet drop or the whatever, you always have to hold it differently when you shoot real close. So I thought, man, I want to shoot close anyway. So I thought I was zero to that, and I just got to figure out how to hold when I go
All
distance.
right,
Do anybody do that?
Yeah, so here's the deal right here. I'm gonna give you a cheat code, right? It's this thing called the maximum point blank zero range, right? And so hunters will know about this. So let's say I just want to have a point and shoot, an index shoot, right?
Yeah.
And I want to be able to do that out to 100 yards, right? Okay. So I'm gonna pick a spot and say I want to have my point of aim, my point of impact be plus or minus 2 inches, right? So I'm going to figure it out at this zero like this. All I got to do is just point out and shoot. That bullet's going to go either plus or minus 2 inches. It's going to go 4 inches from the top to the bottom, be 4 inches. That is probably the best thing to do because once you start figuring out this is a 7-yard zero, but now my target is 25 yards away. Wait, let me get a tape measure. Wait, let me do RML and do this and everything else. It's too late. So if you do a maximum point blank zero range, let's say your ideal space is 4 inches, you know, from 0 to 100 yards, all you got to do is just point somewhere, and that bullet's going to be either 2 inches high or 2 inches low from where you point it. And that's one of those things that me personally, I do a 8-inch maximum point blank zero. That's because the average human head is about 8 inches. So I know, you know, if I put that right on your nose, I got 4 inches up, 4 inches down. If I miss low, I'm hitting your trachea, your windpipe, seeing that
right.
Shit, good night. If I hit you right here, T-box shot, good night. You know, so I know from here, 4 inches. From here, 4 inches. Right? I might not kill you if I hit you in the jaw, but you ain't gonna be talking no more.
You're gonna be hurt.
You know what I mean? And that goes the same thing if you aim center mass at the chest, right? Let's just say our typical engagement is no more than 100 yards. So at 100 yards, right, maximum point blank zero distance, right on the sternum, right, get that sternum rub, everything else and shit. And Dust, you know about them sternum rubs, gonna bring you back and shit, right? You know, so I'm either 4 inches up or 4 inches low. So if I go 4 inches low, I'm hitting you in your guts and everything else and all the good stuff. 4 inches up, I'm hitting you in your trachea. Again, a good chance of hitting that spinal cord, getting a CNS shot. And that's just one thing you can look it up. Parrot's Eye, hit me up on IG, and I'll send you the for maximum point blank zero and what that means and everything else. And again, tailor it to your weapons and your conditions. Because if you're looking at something inside of your house, what's the longest corridor, the longest space you have in your house?
That's
Right?
what I was basically dealing with in my mind. I only have it on one.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I kind of grabbed. And I was like, okay, from here to the door is 7
Dude,
yards. So I went on,
cool,
I
dude.
zero.
Huge knowledge, man.
And I you know, because I can deal with it. Basically, I was dealing with it the way it was, the way I said it was. I before I did the 7, I had it at 10, and I can go to 50, and was pretty good either way it goes. And the only reason I thought it was, I feel like it's better if it's because my eyesight has changed. I can shoot my irons fairly decent, but yeah. So I basically was dealing with the 7 because from where I usually lay low at to the door is about 7 yards. So from that spot to my cover is about 7, and I thought, man, maybe that might be the one to work with and just practice up on, because I actually want to be able to instinctively aim without even really using the dot. You know, and pretty much I can do that just straight to it.
Yeah.
You know, but I just wanted to double check with you guys is if there was something like a no in there. Because even with my rifle, once I started fooling with the red dot, I figured something out. I zeroed at 50. So at close range, basically I do a 2-inch. There's a 2-inch difference between where the barrel and the dot is up close. So, you know, if it's a cat or a dog and I want to pop him in the head, I aim 2 inches over his head, it's gone.
Yeah. So that goes back to, you know, we'll call it your mechanical offset. You call it your height over bore axis and everything else. That's something else you have to take into consideration, because once you zero it, that's where that bullet and that that reticle is going to intersect at that distance. So now I need to know, right, without going into all that math and everything else, I need to know, it's like, all right, at 25 yards, going to do this. It's going to be 2 inches high at 100, whatever. If I do a maximum point blank zero, I know from that muzzle out to 100 or 200, it's going to be, you know, 2 inches, right? It's going to be 2 inches high or 2 inches low, whatever your offset is. And then that way you don't have to worry about all that math. So in a rush, it's just, you just press out, present, boom, smoke them.
That's okay. Gotcha.
Smoke that ass. Be like, yo, man. Be like,
Chris
be like
Stevens
Tyrone
said 7
Biggins.
yards
Hey,
show you need to aim.
be like Gator. Tell mama.
So it's called
full.
maximum .0 range.
No, maximum point blank zero. So here,
Maximum point blank zero.
Yeah.
I'll hit you on IG. I'm driving and I'm going to work like skills, so it might be tomorrow, but I'll definitely hit you.
Actually,
I'll
you know
be
what?
doing all that research while I'm on vacation.
Hey, do this right here, man. Hit us on our email.
The Trinity Arms and Gear, gmail.com.
Okay. I can remember that.
Yeah, Trinity Arms and Gear, gmail.com.
Hey, so I'm gonna drop a link, a pretty good link into the chat, and that's a website that's pretty good. It's just Shooter's Calculator, and they'll give you you know, the dope. They'll help you get the dope on your stuff. So
as a novice, let me tell you what I did. I put a red dot on and I bought one of these bore sights, these laser bore sights. And I went in the basement and I lined that bitch up, the red dot to the laser. I put it in the clamp from Harbor Freight, the Harbor Freight jaw horse.
Harbor Freight, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. That shit was cheap, man. But it's a
We don't
knockoff.
fuck
It's a
with Harbor
knockoff
shit.
of the real
Harbor Freight,
shit,
yeah.
right? It's a knockoff of the Rockwell shit. But I put the gun in it. I put the laser sight in it, and I ironed it out with the laser sight, the red dot with the laser sight. When I went up to the range, I had the guy at the range put the clicks in it, like from where it was hit, the point of aim, the point of impact.
Those lasers will put you on paper. They'll make sure you're on paper.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, so you can also get kilometers and everything else, but now you're talking about spending that good money from
that
your
laser was like $20, bro.
Yeah, but so and those are good, right? But sometimes they might not fit all the way. Like Dust said, they'll get you on paper. Once we're on paper, you know, we're just going to dial that shit in and walk it in. But there's tools out there like there's kilometers that we use and everything else. It'll get you a zero, a one-shot zero, because everything's calculated and it's purpose built. You put it in there, you line up your optic, you line this up, everything else, boom, take it out, confirm the zero, and you're done. Because you ain't got time to fuck around. But
yeah, that's getting deep into precision. But I think that laser just worked because it was just like a click up and a click down that got me at 100.
Man, that laser had me in the mud when I first got it. But I did,
as far as the laser bore sight,
I did get it to where, like they say, I got on paper, and when I got to the outdoor range, I was able to take my time and click in to where I could just make the same hole, you know. So
right.
yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie, Armel, you look like you're about to write the new greatest hit, bro. When you smoked that cigarette, dog, it looked like you was cooking up some shit. Like
I
you was
wasn't
about
trying
to
to
get on
be
the
on
piano.
Cass is watching, and I'm upstairs. So
Got you.
yeah.
hey man, hey, it looked like Diddy just said, "Yo, I'm gonna shut down the studio. All right, you guys went to Jersey. They got me some Cambodian breast milk. I'm gonna put you in the lab with Clef."
Oh man,
dialing.
We got to figure out how to go to. I'm seeing all the guys on YouTube at the European Shot Show thing. Ewo.
Yeah, it's called Get a Ticket, man.
We got to put some flavor in that place, bro.
Get a ticket. Hey, so why you about the bullshit?
Next year,
They ain't got nothing to do with sites and red dots. But here's something for everyone coming up in May. They're having an International Soft Week down in Tampa, hosted by US SOCOM. It's open to the public. You can go out there and watch the demonstration, see where your tracks are going and shit.
Those shits are dope.
Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna drop out of here, y'all. I'll be back.
All
on
right,
the
take it
other
easy,
thing.
man. Hey, but Parasite, hey, hit us up and we'll get you situated, man.
All right, peace to everybody. I'm dropping back down.
All
right, bro. Be safe.
Thank you for coming in.
Yo, it looks like he was on a stakeout, right? Am I the only one who felt that? I felt like he was trailing somebody, dog. Like,
You got the
well,
camera
you look
back
like
and
Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop and shit.
Yeah,
funny.
it's all good, man. I like red dots, man. Don't get it messed up. So everybody get your. If you feel like having a red dot, get a red dot. But like some people say, get good with your irons. Especially
get good with your irons before you hop on a red dot.
Yeah, especially with your personal carry. Especially with your personal carry, get good with your irons, man. And your personal carry is not going to be no 100-yard shot, like no range shit. Because I think I got range guns that I shoot real good, and the personal carries is like that's something else. It's a different type of shooting. I think this is just Armel's opinion. You got to take that shit somewhere else if you want to be Tacticon killer. Busting the doors ass niggas, you know what I mean, or people, but your personal carry is something, you know. Get good with your basics with your irons. That's my takeaway from this. It's nice to have a red dot, but irons, you know.
I'm with you on that, bro. My carry, I'm with the irons. They were trying to bully you earlier, and I was trying to save you.
I don't give a shit. Yo,
damn,
I ain't that
I'm trying to help you.
I'm Generation X, bro. I ain't that sensitive.
I'm agreeing with him. He said, I don't give a shit.
Hey, Dust, that's Leonard Washington. Leonard Washington don't give a shit about nobody. Nobody said, you want this knot, you're gonna have to shoot me.
Yeah, shoot, you're gonna take my shit. Shoot me.
Like I said, the World Series of Dice.
Larry, I'm in there.
And I am taking some training coming up soon. I'm just waiting for because everything is personal. Like a trainer is like a psychiatrist. You got to have a personal relationship with him.
Hey, Dust, I got a question for you, man.
What's up?
So what's up with your guys' competition, man?
What?
The running gun you guys doing?
What running gun?
Come on, man. Really? I say
MD Arsenal?
No, dude, put it out. Dude, now let's put it out.
Oh, it's Summer Leagues?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm still waiting on information for that. He got some crazy shit going on In fact, I got to get my ass on a treadmill because I'm not about to die on the course that he's trying to put me on.
Hey man, hey. So here's what you do, right? 2 words: frag out. Just
Frag.
throw them.
Yeah.
All right. DQ, right? DQ.
Hey, Joe, what you say that
Like,
event
what?
was? That's in May, right?
Say again.
That event you was talking about. That's in May.
Soft week is in May. I dropped the link.
I was getting ready to drop it.
Yeah. It's in May. It's 6th through 10th May. A lot of this stuff is closed hold. You won't be able to go to everything else like the conferences. You can get into it, but the culmination event is when they do like the hits on the yachts, and they fly the little birds in and they start laying waste with the GMVs and all other shit. Halo teams, scuba teams. As Armel would say, all that jump out of a helicopter shit, one in the head type shit.
Fuck them. Yeah, but they got a lot of events coming up.
Dope.
You got Pew Party coming up. I see Dude Knowledge out there about to put a threaded barrel on an alien and suppress that shit. With all the crazy ass night vision shit crazy. They got PSA is throwing their event I think the weekend before. So March is a heavy ass month.
March is,
yeah.
Especially
Actually, one thing about Soft Week too, I think the conference hall is open if you buy a ticket. So not like SHOT Show. You're not gonna see like consumer handguns and shit like that, but you're gonna see like the shit that they're
real
selling.
shit.
So if you're interested, it's one of those things. So like when people sit down and say, "Oh, I was Secret Agent Arms, Task Force, Vietnam, whatever," you'd be like, "Nah, you full of shit, man."
Nah, but hit up that Cash App because we trying to go to EWO in Germany next year, man. So we just need support from everybody. We trying to get there, man, because it's not. I don't see enough faces of flavor out there.
Hey man, anyway, I'm going to Germany if it's in September. It's called Oktoberfest.
It's now, like last week, I think.
Nah.
Yo, what was that? What was that event called?
EWO. It's like
EWO.
a European shop show.
Yeah.
They'll have one.
They'll have one in Europe.
Huh?
They have one in Europe and they have one in Jordan in the Middle East. The one in Jordan is fucking wild, man. The Jordan Air Show. That shit is fucking wild, man.
So, head out there, man, because they had some shit out there. I've been watching James Reeves from that his channel TFB TV, and they had some shit there that they didn't necessarily have at SHOT Show. You know what I mean? A lot of the suppressor game crazy. It's in Germany, I think. Yeah, it'll be nice to go out in Germany. Some people with some flavor out there. You know what I mean? What they called you, the urban dust?
You call me an urban, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to have some urban flavor out there. You know what I mean? Because I don't see none.
Don't act up in Germany. They're gonna lock your ass up.
Yeah, I've been there.
You won't be coming back.
Yeah, hey Kaba. So actually, Iwa is, and like they say, man, they got a lot of stuff, and you would be surprised at the different laws. Like everyone thinks in Europe they can't have guns. Like in Europe, man, like how we buy a gun in here with a 4473, that's how they treat suppressors. Fucking figure that shit out, man.
Yeah, I would love to go to some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Let's
I've
go.
been at SHOT Show, and I would just try to see EWO. And Dude Knowledge said EWO is bigger than SHOT Show.
Yeah.
We out or what?
Just to get overseas and drink some of their German beer, and you know what I mean?
What the fuck? They went from guns to drinking German beer?
Yeah, it's all go together, man.
Yes,
right.
Man. Hey. Remember
it tastes different over there.
Remember Eddie Murphy Raw and shit? It's my house. Hey, yo, Viva Key. That's him. That's Eddie's father right there. Shit.
Yo, that's what Iwa.
We dropped the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
IWA.
I would love to go. So you know what I mean, get a stamp on a passport, and you go out rep it. For the whole community, man. So
Oh man.
it's just so close to SHOT Show, and it's like, you know, it has to be something planned.
You guys are at SHOT Show. I'll probably go to that.
Yeah, so it has to be something planned. That's like, but I'm watching it. I was like, yo, this shit needs some flavor, you know. But Jordan, oh my God, Babylon for real. We ain't going there.
Nah, man, we gotta go.
Nah,
I know a guy.
Babylon for real.
I know a guy, man. You
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yo, you ain't got to tell me twice. Q, we out. Let's go. Yo, you ain't got to tell me twice. You gotta got me out of there. Let's go.
It does. Tell him, man. Little
Yo,
kid
let's-
stamped that passport.
That's it. When you see us hanging out with the Supreme Leader, do not be upset. I'm just letting you know this right now.
That motherfucker said, "If you know, you know."
Yo, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Jordan is dope though.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome, man.
but yeah,
Hey, hold on, wait. Where'd you drop that link? Why can't I fucking see it?
Which
I'll find
link?
it. It doesn't matter. Eva,
Which
I'll
link?
find it.
Eva, here.
yeah, I would love to go to some shit like that. You know what I mean? Jovi can't walk, so he can't. You know what I mean?
You got jokes, man.
And that's an excuse. That's an excuse to get the wife out, have them go get them some European thing, let them do that shit, and we fuck around with guns all day. You know.
I know. Hey, man. Is there anyone else in the chat got any questions?
No.
It seems like everything's winding down now, man. I mean, hell, you know, it's after 10 o'clock.
Barbecue, yes. That good old Hefeweizen.
It was Carl McHugh's birthday last week.
It was.
Yeah, that's dope. She's a Pisces club.
Well, guys, I'm gonna hop out of here. Thank you for having me
We
on.
all hopping out.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks
Hop
for
out
joining us,
too.
man.
Yo, seriously, if
Thanks
you
for
guys
coming, man. Support the channel. Any questions?
Yes.
Any ideas on topics? Trinity Arms and Gear, gmail.com. You want to support the channel? Hit us up on Cash App. We good to go. I love y'all. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Dust, I just sent that to you, man.
All right, no doubt. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I don't know about you niggas, but I'm going to that EY show next year. Fuck that. Yup. Watch.
Later, Dust.
Later.
All right,
Hey, take it easy, chat. Thanks for supporting us.
Yep. Y'all have a good night.